sitting pretty chill in the cockpit right now, just waiting for that green flag. The wind has picked up just a little bit.
And Cam, if you can hear me, I am back up with you guys from Milwaukee, looking at John Douglas spinning that prop.
I do have you, sir. Glad to hear you. I'm glad that everything is back in order for us here on the field.
5 by 5. So, get ready to kick off Heat A here, the Alpha Heat in practice. You got John Douglas there. Cam, you just mentioned a good point. Differentiated with modernization of engines. Yeah, it's a big deal. You have you can just hang out there with a modern engine. Now, that's not always the case. Sometimes these airplanes are a little tuned. You're going to see later today, folks. You're going to see some aircraft that might not be so happy waiting around. But we got the touring class here. We call them the heavyweights. And Cam, I apologize if I'm covering stuff again. Here's the green flag. John Douglas on the roll. First takeoff.
Woo!
Of 2026. That was a nice one.
That was a great takeoff. Looks like it's going to be sub 300 for John Douglas. We got our judges out there doing their judging thing, pointing at the grass. The last blade of grass that touched the mains for John.
Next up, Don Mickey in a 1953 Cessna 180. It seemed their race number 53 all the way from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. That tail's coming up. And you can see him working in the cockpit right now, leaning forward. He's up in about the same distance as John, maybe a few feet shorter.
Next up, Adam Gordon. That name might sound familiar for Louisiana. He is the host of Swamp STOL currently after inheriting that from the Colonel Matt Peterson. He's in race 88. This year, a different aircraft form, a Cessna 185.
Ooh. That's why I did not recognize that aircraft earlier. All right, let's go, Adam.
Things are looking pretty consistent today, Cam. We're getting, everything's coming off around the same place.
Yeah, we're getting that 250-ish, a little sub 250-ish mark for everyone right now.
Jared Garrettson on the line now in the 2024 Backcountry Super Cub from Manhattan, Kansas. Look, he's trying to take a bite out of that crosswind. You can see it great on this drone shot. Look at that flag to our left, his right, going as much into the wind as possible. A little early for Jared Garrettson, but that's going to be a number that's hard to beat today in practice.
Yeah, it really is. Already throwing down the gauntlet.
So let's take a look at these takeoff scores now as they come in. John Douglas, the first aircraft you saw, he's the one turning base to final right now with 248 feet on that takeoff. These are pretty short numbers for the touring class, actually. Don Mickey at 208. Adam Gordon with 258. And Jared Garrettson, I was like, he pulled a little early. It doesn't matter. He's now in the lead in terms of takeoffs with 119 feet.
Woo! That's a short number. All right, John Douglas on short final. You can see his flaps down right now, landing light on. He's battling that crosswind right now. It's pretty much a direct-ish crosswind from the left. All right, good over the line, says Lexi Duncan. And he's going to get it stopped a little bit beyond 300 feet.
There's Don Mickey now turning base to final. In that Cessna 180. He's got 26-inch Goodyear tires on that bad boy.
Woo!
Not the heaviest aircraft you're going to see today. There's Adam's and Jared's aircraft all have higher gross weights. The only one lighter than Don Mickey will be Jeff Abrams if he makes the trip in with some of the weather around. So watch him now coming in. Barn doors down, nice and stable. Feeling for the ground here as he gets to the line. Good over the line for Don Mickey.
And going to get it stopped a little shorter than John Douglas. Sub 300 for sure.
That is going to be good for him in this practice run. Right now, John Douglas's combined score 578 with a landing of 330 feet. Don Mickey's scores, just came in a landing of 260 feet. That's going to give him a total combined score in that first run of 468. Here comes Adam Gordon.
Man, that 185 looks great on final. Over the line, good to go. Little spice on that landing. It's going to send him down a little bit further down the runway.
He had that bounce, Cam, where you could see he had to kind of work out the bounce, and then separately also gave up about a plane length beyond the line.
Gotcha. All right, Jared Garrettson just hanging on the prop out there on shortish final.
That thing is so big. It's just like, it's all flap. We've talked about it all last season. We're going to talk about it again this season. Look at the huge angle of attack now from Jared Garrettson. We're just in practice, Jared. Holy cow. He's just hanging it all on the prop. Will he make it to the line? Maybe.
Gave it a little power.
That's fine. What are we even doing, Jared? What are we even doing?
That was awesome.
Watch this replay, Cam. Oh my goodness. Look at the tail wheel touching down. He's adding power now to save it. He is going to pay for that on the distance. He's kind of yeeted back up into the sky. Good over the line, but he gives up about almost 2 plane lengths before he touches back down. But a score on the board tomorrow is better than a scratch.
That is truth.
I can't believe it's the first run. It's the first run. Okay.
Already some excitement.
Cam, do you want to walk us through the scores heading into run 2 while I recover?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's get a little refresh on my screen real quick. Internet is being slow at the moment, so I will have those for you as soon as I can while we get our pilots lined back up in their beautiful flying machines. All right, so John Douglas, total score, so that's combining the takeoff and the landing, so that's 578. Don Mickey, total score of 468. Adam Gordon, 658. And Jared Garrettson at 298. Crazy number.
Even with that. Here goes John Douglas now, looking to improve on that 248 takeoff number. A 298 combined score for Jared Garrettson. That's already. We just got our first TikTok clip of the year, folks. That was something else.
Yeah, man, that was super cool to see him dragging the tail, give a little power bump. Don Mickey introducing some power, and that tail coming up.
Slightly early. I mean, we're splitting hairs here today, but that was slightly early, I think, for Don, but pretty well executed. Here's Adam Gordon coming up to the line in the 185. For the Av Geeks at home, the 180 flown by Don Mickey that you just saw take off. That's got an 0470. A little more horsepower on the 185 that Adam Gordon just took off in with an IO 550. So just a few more ponies.
Just a few more. A little bit more weight as well. That 185 is definitely a backcountry aircraft. That is something you definitely want to take into the backcountry and have all your equipment with. As well as this aircraft that we're looking at right now, the backcountry boss. It's in the name.
Whoa. I mean, I can hear it all the way here in Milwaukee, folks. Like, that thing is loud and proud. 330 horsepower, so maybe just a little bit less than what you see. Actually, I have to check that. I want to go back and check that for tomorrow. But between the 185 and the Super Cub, backcountry Super Cub Boss, close in horsepower, but the Super Cub Boss is, let's call it give or take 100 pounds lighter empty, even though it is so large.
Yeah. It's also made of, it's also a tube and fabric aircraft as opposed to the full metal construction on the 180 and 185. So that's going to add a little bit more weight saving compared to those other aircraft as well. All right, John Douglas to your right on short final. He's got his nose into the wind as long as possible while he's turning for final from base. Since we have that quartering headwind, the left quartering headwind. And here he comes. Keep it up, keep it up. All right, good over the line for John Douglas.
Well done for John Douglas there. Now he's got to get heavy on those brakes. Get her stopped up. His takeoff number was slightly longer that time for the second run, up by 10 feet to 258. We'll see what the landing number comes in. John, I don't know if it's too early to say this, Cam, but it feels like he's been doing just a lot of practice in the off-season. We're seeing even more consistency out of him. We've only had 2 runs, but definitely just seeing some super stable approaches for him. That total number for his second run up just basically the 10 feet on the takeoff, up to 589. Landings were a foot apart for John Douglas there.
Yeah. All right, Don Mickey. Just plopping it in there. Heavy on the brakes. You can see the wheels shimming. And that's going to be great for Don. He's going to be happy with that number for sure.
Yeah, so his combined total for run 2 is 511 feet. So he's also a bit longer on run 2. Adam Gordon now on short final. You see the backcountry boss there, base to final. Here comes Adam Gordon right in front of the crowd.
Yeah.
Good. I think an improvement. Still a little bit of a bounce, still a little bit of energy he's carrying in, but he's dialing it in here in practice.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And now, what did we say in 2025, Cam? Shoveling the air out of the way. Here comes Jared Garrettson in that backcountry Super Cub boss. His takeoff was slightly shorter, down from 119 to 110 feet. And let's see if we get some of the theatrics we did on the last run here. Crabbing into the wind.
Yeah, literally that crabbing low and slow approach.
Ooh.
High alpha. Ooh.
Oh.
Some more power.
Chop. Plop and drop.
Yeah. Oh man. Man, if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. There's just some amazing aviating happening right now.
Jared Garrettson, folks, came onto the scene. Was it 2 seasons ago, Cam?
Yeah. It's yeah, 2 seasons ago.
His family's been so great. Look at that replay, just working those shocks. That aircraft, 35-inch bush wheels, got a Kato prop on the front, shock monster Garrett, 10-inch Grove wheels. It is an absolute beast, and when it came onto the scene, it literally changed the entire touring and wilderness class in National STOL. And you've seen people switch and rebuild, and you're going to see more of that wilderness class coming up in the Bravo heat with John McCardle and his brand new Bearhawk 5, and more action of the Backcountry Super Cup boss. Here's John Douglas now on the roll. Very clean departure.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, I'm going to say, like, classically in STOL, right, you would think that John Douglas has kind of got his work cut out for him. He's, like, just on the aircraft basis, right? The Cessna 180, very similar to the 182, but just maybe more of a proven backcountry performer in the circuit. 185, same thing. Super Cup boss. Whoa, Don Mickey mowing the lawn.
Yeah. Keeping that nose in the wind as long as possible and trying to take advantage of that left quartering headwind. While Adam Gordon is giving her some juice right now.
I heard last night in Louisiana, Adam Gordon gave everyone some. Was it steaks? You guys were having steaks at Adam Gordon's house?
Yeah, I missed out last night, but yeah. Last year they did the steak dinner, and he did it again this year. And man, last year I'm still dreaming about those steaks. They were absolutely delicious.
So Adam Gordon, the only person so far. Well, that's not true. Jared Garrettson's been putting down shorter and shorter numbers. Adam Gordon shortening that takeoff number. First place in practice with a combined score of 204, excuse me.
Okay.
Put that in perspective, Adam Gordon's takeoff was 207 feet. Again, we've got touring class airplanes in this heat that are fighting against the Backcountry Super Cup boss, which is technically in the wilderness class in the next heat. So it's not totally an apples to apples comparison, but you can see why last season National STOL broke apart touring and wilderness class. It's basically the heavy certificated versus the heavy experimental aircraft. Here comes John Douglas now. To your right, nice and low over the freeway there.
Okay. Give it a little more power. Oh, he's good over the line, no problem.
Well done.
Yes. And some easy braking action. There was no shimming at all. That was very, very smooth from John Douglas.
I think that's going to be his best landing.
I think so.
Next up, Don Mickey in the 180. currently in second place for practice today. You're going to see all these scores kind of jumbled together today. Combined score of 468 feet.
Okay. Throwing it down.
Ooh, right on the line.
Oh, Lexi didn't even want to show us the crossbones. That's done.
So is that our first scratch of the day?
That is going to be our first scratch of the day.
So a scratch, folks, what that means is the main wheels touched down before the line. And when the main wheels touch down before the line, the whole run is scratched from the score sheet. And that was a nice close one. But if you're too close, if you're on the wrong side of that line, it's like being on the wrong side of a river bar.
Yeah, right. Directly into the drink if you land before the line. Adam Gordon coming in right now. Good call from Lexi. And that's going to be his shortest landing so far.
His previous best was 359.
Okay.
And here comes Jerry Garrettson on patrol. It doesn't even look... I mean, I know they're giving helicopter rides out in Jennings this weekend, but that... I'm starting to wonder if this aircraft can fly slower than the helicopter can. Look at as he settles down now. And he's just going to go low, high alpha the whole way in. High alpha being keeping that nose really high. It's the angle at which the wind is hitting that wing. Look at how much of the bottom of that wing we can see right now.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Look how much flap there is, too. Woo!
Oh, oh.
Yeah. Lexi's calling it good.
Yeah.
I mean, that was... Wow. I don't even know what to say to that.
Is it too early in the season to say it was bonkers? I mean, within 2-3 feet of the line, so accurate there.
Yes.
For Jared Garrettson. That is going to complete the Alpha Heat here in Jennings, Louisiana. Open practice for Swamp STOL 2026.
Yeah, man, that was pretty
cool.
awesome.
So, folks, while we get reset for the Bravo Heat, a couple things we got to tell you about. First of all, maybe you're impressed with Jared Garrettson, maybe not, I don't know, but if you were, or any of the other pilots, you can go to vote.nationalstol.com. That's vote.nationalstol.com and vote for your favorite pilot. Don't rush to conclusions. You got all day today and all through competition tomorrow to make your choice, but voting does close at the end of competition Saturday. The other thing we wanted to let you know is that we are being simulcast right now on Live Air Show TV. Very cool. As the air show season kicks off, we're proud to be part of that family as well. They bring various air shows to you each weekend. So just a few ways you can stay engaged as we continue practice right now. Jared Garrettson might have my vote. I got to see. I don't know. Are we allowed to vote?
We are allowed to vote. We just, I don't know. Just may not tell anyone that we're voting.
Vote
Secret
early
squirrel.
and vote often. You could vote for this guy. Look at this beautiful aircraft, this Bearhawk 5 sitting there.
Oh my goodness. The Bird Dog. A beautiful copper Bearhawk 5. followed by the Murphy Super Rebel. That aircraft is... it's going to rattle some things loose. Either...
So as we gear up for the next phase of practice, we got to thank all of our sponsors that are bringing National STOL to you this year, 2026. First up, we got to say thank you to Clemens Insurance, our friends at Behringer Aero, Flying Eyes Optics, Legend Aircraft, ICOM, Lift Aviation USA, Moza Racing, Sarasota Avionics and Maintenance, iFly EFB by Adventure Pilot, and Tundra Tailwheel. Also this season, prize considerations provided by our friends at Red Tag Art. So, I mean, that it takes a village, and we are so honored to have those folks helping us bring National STOL to you this year in the 2026 season, in addition to all our volunteers and all the staff that make this happen for you. And you at home, and you in the audience in Jennings right now. We're really grateful. So, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the Bravo Heat here at practice for Swamp STOL.
Sarasota was created actually back in the 70s, but we and Bert and Vince, my two partners, they've sold their business to Ryan and Sean, which is my two other partners now. We started around in 1999, 2000, just had one little spot in this hangar, and we've built it up from there. So we've been here for 23 years now. So, and then we have 5 facilities now here in the state of Florida. First starts in Tampa, Sarasota. Venice here is our main headquarters, and we have Punta Gorda and then Fort Lauderdale, Lantana. Then we have partners in Brazil, South Africa, Greece, Tullahoma, Tennessee, all over the world. We're the largest Garmin dealer in the world, so that's probably what we've been known for. So we do more installs on aircraft, general aviation, anything really under 10,000 pounds than anybody else in the world. So, and we've been that for quite a few years now. So.
And we are back, folks, here in Jennings, Louisiana for Swamp STOL 2026. It's practice day here in Cajun Country, and we've got the Wilderness class up practicing. So these numbers tomorrow will be combined with what you saw Jerry Garrettson do. You're going to see race number 10. That's John McCardle in the 2025 Bearhawk 5. Race 260, Luke Strandlin from Mora, Minnesota in that 2009 Murphy Super Rebel. That thing is... woo, plug your ears. Race number 30, Brandon Korn, now flying that 2024 Backcountry Super Cub boss. He's from Gauss, Texas. And Cam, what I'm most excited about is seeing this guy right here, John McCardle, fly against Brandon Korn. National STOL hardcore fans will know that we had a couple years ago just a good-natured but heated rivalry between John McCardle and Brandon Korn in the touring class. They've since gone and procured and built these experimental aircraft to fly, and the the rivalry continues.
Yeah, absolutely. This beautiful beast of an airplane, also known as Bird Dog. And the wind is picking up quite a bit here right now. I'm probably having a gust at the moment. And we got green flags, so we'll see that power come in for John McCardle. And that tail will come up momentarily. Woo! Straight up.
McCardle's been practicing. So that airplane was brand new in the 2025 season. and it's making 400 horses.
Gosh, that is a lot of power, especially coming from a mall, because he was flying a mall before the Bearhawk 5. And Luke Strandlin.
Now. Yep, yeah. On the line. We affectionately call this plane the Sonic Weapon. Even hurts in Milwaukee. that airplane makes one heck of a noise.
Oh, man.
That aircraft modified over the last few seasons, 1,000 hours spent upgrading that Super Rebel. New shocks, gear, avionics, and the sonic weapon part, the engine. So, whew, can't wait to see what he does this season. On the roll now, Brandon Korn.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly how I feel right now. Just getting blasted. Oh my goodness.
So much. And talk about learning and preparation. Brandon Korn last season still transitioning to tailwheel from when he was flying his 205 in the touring class. So we've seen him grow. We've seen John McCardle also grow. By the way, since it's practice, I'll say John McCardle, congratulations.
Yeah.
It's like a wedding just happened.
It did.
Look
The
at that big
McCardles
smile on his
now.
face. Yeah. So he's going to descend nice and low, similar to what you saw Jared Garrettson do. Oh, mains,
Ooh.
yeah, touching down there. So a scratch for John McCardle's first move. He's still going to try to get that practice in, trying to find that right balance. He's got all that power on tap, but it's still got to counter it. Look at those big flaps. He's got a lot of drag going on there too. So it's all got to get equalized to keep the airplane in the air.
Next up, Luke Strandlin. He's on base right now, turning final. The wind has died down quite a bit. So we're going to see how short he's going to make this landing as he comes floating in the Super Rebel.
Just nerding out on some stats here real quick while... Is he slipping it now, too?
Yeah, that's what it looked
Luke
like.
Slipped it in. John McCardle, out of the Wilderness class aircraft, had the shortest takeoff at 91 feet on that first run. Wasn't able to close the book on it with the landing, but even shorter than what Jared Garrettson was doing in the Alpha Heat. Here's Luke Strandlin over the line.
Yeah. Relying on those brakes right now. I think he wasn't able to engage that reverse pitch prop, so
we'll see what the numbers come in for him. 135-foot takeoff for Luke Strandlin. And here's Brandon Korn now. Starting to line up kind of a nice, easy base to final turn. .288 was the landing for Luke Strandlin there, so combined score of 423. Put that in perspective, Jared Garrettson, flying the same airplane that's on your screen right now, had a combined score of 169 feet.
all right. And Brandon Korn's bringing it in, the four-place Super Cub, backcountry boss. Yeah, he's just gonna float it in and then plop it in. Ooh.
That was a good one. And I
Was
could
it?
hear the gusts, right? The gusts were kind of coming through, and he worked it.
Yeah.
He absolutely worked it exactly correctly. Let's watch that again. Oh, like an archer. Just so accurate, right on the bullseye there for Brandon Korn. That's going to put him in striking distance of Jared Garrettson. Jared at 169 for his best run. And Brandon Korn's at 196.
Yeah. Some awesome numbers we're getting right now.
I'm trying to think of what automotive race motorsport the wilderness class could be compared to. Part of me wants to say like what's it like called, challenge trucks?
Oh,
Like
I don't
the
know about that.
crazy trucks that go off ramps and stuff.
Oh,
I don't know anything about race cars. I'm an airplane nerd. Here's
I'm
John McCardle.
same.
Pulling it up, mowing the lawn, yanking back. So I've lost my words. So physical in the cockpit. That's one of his trademarks from the mall. Every day is ab day when you are John McCardle. Next up, Luke Strandland.
Man, he's
Look at
still
those
just
lat
climbing.
work. Huge vertical out of that aircraft. And so when I talk about slats, folks, you can see it on Brandon Korn's plane too. It's that control surface on the front of the wing. Helps the wind, the air stay attached to the top of the wing. And some of them are fixed, but others move either electronically, like you see in like the Zlin Norden, or just based on air pressure. They're spring loaded and they pop out when the air is not hitting them as hard.
Yeah. Oh joy, my laptop decided that it wanted to die, so I am without scores right now for the moment.
It's just practice, Cam. It doesn't matter. So I'll give you some takeoff numbers real quick. First, second run there, John McCardle increasing his lead on the takeoff side of the practice with 89 feet on that takeoff. Luke Strandland also shortening his up down to 118. A little bit longer for Brandon Korn with a takeoff on 108 feet. John McCardle now settling down into the pocket. Folks, if you're hanging out with us here in Jennings, Louisiana, now's a great time to go check out some of the 2026 merch for National STOL. Head up the merch booth, say hello. And let's see what we can do, McCardle. We want to keep him off the ground this time. Oh, still a little bit too short for John McCardle. He's going to stick full back to get that aerodynamic braking, keep that tail down so we can work the brakes a little bit harder. The technique is all there. I just think the sight picture isn't quite there. And honestly, it's practice. He's probably trying to figure out exactly what he can get the aircraft to do. Better to find the edge of where the lift is today than tomorrow during competition. Now, Luke Strandland, so high up, just so high in the sky. He likes to do this super high approach. He gets it real stable and likes to float it down in. And that's interesting because this aircraft has like 1 billion horsepower. We don't even know how much horsepower it has. But look at him way up there, getting it slowed down.
Yeah, he tried to tell us last year that it was a little north of 600 horses. I very well
That's the
believe
full
it.
stable, man.
That is the full stable.
Now settling down.
Ooh. There it is.
There we go. So, I mean, Cam, the challenges of that approach technique for Luke, obviously he can keep the line in his visual perception the whole way down, but he's got a lot of time to adjust. But I think sometimes it's just harder. You've got more time. Almost it feels like more time to make a mistake when you come in that high versus everyone else. They're kind of like looking for a glint of white, right? Where as the line comes up to them, and they chop, plop, and drop it. Obviously, also, folks, different weather conditions may dictate different approaches. So Luke tends to stay higher. Now watch, here's Brandon. I think he came in a little bit lower last time. Now he's kind of splitting the difference.
Man, I love seeing those flaps in action. They're so big.
Balloon over the line, gonna work the shocks.
Nice and pillowy on that landing for Brandon Korn.
So as we look at the Bravo Heat scores right now, folks, again, this is just practice, but John McCardle not yet on the board in the Bearhawk 5, but improving those takeoff numbers each time. Luke Strandland, I was kind of like, it looks like he went over the line a little bit longer that time, but let's be real, he's improving that combined score every time. 423 was the first run, second run down to 350. Brandon Korn, a little bit longer this time. His first run was a combined score of 196, now up to 243. That was mostly on the landing. He was slightly longer on the takeoff and about 34, well, exactly 34 feet longer on the landing. So we'll see what they do here in practice run 3 for the Wilderness class.
All right. And we can hear that power getting introduced with John McCardle in the Bearhawk 5 as that tail comes up. Textbook.
Be the shortest yet.
Textbook on that takeoff for John McCardle.
Luke Strandland ready to make your ears bleed for a third time today. And oh my goodness, that takeoff. John McCardle just took off in 68 feet. That's like Cub class. That's sport class. That's unlimited number.
That is insane for such a large aircraft.
It makes the hair on my arms stand up. Like it is so intense. Here comes Brandon Korn. Hey, if this is inspiring you to get some air under your wings today, the Commemorative Air Force actually has rides available in Jennings today. It's along the fence line over by the Days Inn there. You can follow that fence line past the competitor aircraft. Look for the red tent and the helicopter. There goes Brandon Korn now into the sky. So go check out the Commemorative Air Force. Support the work they're doing and get a little air under your butt. Get a little air underneath you. Get a little air under your wings. Spread your arms and fly today with the Commemorative Air Force.
Please do. That D-18 over there is Totally worth the ride for sure. And you can make all your pilot friends jealous.
And that's what it's really about.
That's really what it is about. Having
Folks,
some
this
radio
is
time.
just get some round engine time. Cam, I wanted to walk people through the schedule because this is the first event of the year. But things are not slowing down. In May, about a month from now, we will be in Appalachian Mountain STOL in Shippenville, Pennsylvania. Pony Express STOL at the end of May in St. Joe, Missouri. And then Sodbusters in July in Hartford, Wisconsin. Here comes... Good over the line. I was like,
Yes.
Oh, is he going to do it? John McCardle. Good over the line. Got one on the board in practice. After Sodbusters, which is right before Oshkosh in Hartford, Wisconsin. Rocky Mountain STOL. Pinedale, Wyoming. August 14th and 15th. We'll be in Oregon, Cresswell, Oregon, towards the end of August. Music City STOL in October, and then Lone Star STOL and the National Finals, again brought to us by our friends at American Legend Aircraft. That's the end of October. Halloween, have a spooky wrap-up of the season in Sulphur Springs, Texas with us. But that's a long ways away. We are just getting started.
Yeah, we got plenty of time to work on our costume for Halloween, Ryan. Figure out our duo costumes this year. All right,
I think you would make a great roomie from K-pop Demon Hunters.
Let's do it.
I'll be Mira.
That's
Still about 2 plane lengths beyond the line there for Luke Strandland. But he's consistent, and that counts as well.
Yeah, really. Didn't even need to use that beta prop at all. Still stopped within close to the same distance as 2 takeoffs or 2 landings ago. While we're waiting on the lumbering backcountry boss coming in on short final. He's going to keep his nose pointed into the wind.
Okay, here's Brandon Korn now working that wind. He's doing his best Jared Garrettson impression. Whoa, on the tail wheel there.
That was awesome.
Freaking out.
All right.
So we'll get the scores for you in a second, but they're going to taxi back, folks. And I got to say, we talked earlier about It Takes a Village. One of the companies that helps us. We talked about them before, but I just want to mention them again, and we'll do this all day. Our friends at ICOM Radios, they provided us with new radios last season so we could communicate effectively at the events for all of our line judges and all of our staff. So a big thanks to ICOM. They're the radio people. We got a little radio, ICOM radio here in the studio. So big thanks to them for all the support. So we're going to take a quick break as the next class gets set up. Woo, Cam, the action.
Dude, it's great. We're getting started.
It's just practice.
It is just practice. It's a great practice to start off the season for 2026.
All right, we'll be back after this word from our sponsors, folks.
We've had it in all of our airplanes. Ever since we started with the Piper Saratoga in the early 2000s. We did the pulse oximeter and CO detector in there. We've upgraded to there. Now we have a Cessna 340 that I actually was talking to him in Germany last year, And he was like, oh, you got to put the cabin altitude thing in the plane. I said, well, send it to me. So we put it in there, and it actually is really nice. This aircraft flies above 18,000, 10,000 feet, so up to 23,000 feet. The other day, the cabin altitude light comes on the manufacturer's panel, and boom, the CO Guardian comes on and says, all right, you're above 10,000, your cabin altitude is above 10,000 feet. So watch out. So it's kind of nice to have that redundancy in the plane. So for a pressurized aircraft, that is so important for me. I get that oxygen mask ready, make sure my oxygen is good. Sarasota was created actually back in the 70s, but we and Bert and Vince, my two partners, they've sold their business to Ryan and Sean, which is my two other partners now. We started around in 1999, 2000. Just had one little spot in this hangar, and we've built it up from there. So we've been here for 23 years now. And then we have 5 facilities now here in the state of Florida. First starts in Tampa, Sarasota. Venice here is our main headquarters, and we have Punta Gorda and then Fort Lauderdale, Lantana. Then we have partners in Brazil, South Africa, Greece, Tullahoma, Tennessee, all over the world. We're the largest Garmin dealer in the world. So that's probably what we've been known for. So we do more installs on aircraft, general aviation, anything really under 10,000 pounds than anybody else in the world. So, and we've been that for quite a few years now.
And welcome back, folks, to Jennings, Louisiana, where we are in the middle of practice for Swamp STOL 2026, part of the National STOL Series. And we have had one heck of a practice already in the touring and the wilderness class practices, particularly performances by Brandon Korn and Jerry Gerritsen, like I said earlier, are going to be on TikTok. You better believe it. Want to wrap up with the best scores of that Bravo heat. Brandon Korn with a combined score of 196, and the Backcountry Super Cub Boss 228 for John McCardle, who after a couple scratches got it dialed in and got on the board. And run number 2 best for Luke Strandland in that Murphy Super Rebel with a combined score of 350 feet. Next up, over in the Charlie heat, this is going to be a fun one. There's a lot of different aircraft in it. Jeff Pohl making his way down from Minnesota in that 1955 Cessna 170 Bravo. Jeff Harrell over from Oak Grove, Louisiana. You see him there in that 2016 Champ Scout. Brad Crawford going to be flying a Husky Forio 2011 Aviat Husky A1C. Jerry Clemens, another Husky from Wichita, Kansas. And Andrew Ripple in maybe the most unique aircraft, one of the most unique aircraft you're going to see today, a 1970 Cessna 150K, a kilo model. It's an Aerobat. Don't see too many of those anymore. He's from Lafayette, just down the road from Jennings.
Yeah, it's going to be a cool aircraft to see compete. It's also got a pretty nice paint job on it.
The Aerobat, in case you couldn't tell, folks, is a Cessna 150 that can be aerobatic. So it can actually go upside down. So we've got Jeff Harrell on the line now. He's taxing up to it, I should say. We've got a green flag from the Air Bosses.
Okay. That aircraft last year went through some mods in the prop and in the tail wheel and some other things going on with it. So we'll see what he's going to do after a season off.
Yeah, started to put in some really small numbers, which is what you want. This is airplane golf. So here's Jeff Harrell in the Scout, waiting for the release from the team. There we go. The engine's spooling up. Tails coming up. Rolling down that turf. Flap and elevator at the same time. And he is a homesick angel in that.
All right. First takeoff for Jeff Harrell for 2026. Next up, Brad Crawford.
Coming up to the line in Hotel Yankee.
Tail coming up.
Woo. That was a short one for Brad Crawford. He really kind of came into his own last season. I think we saw right around Pinedale-ish. Like, just started really not leaving anything behind him. Jerry Clemens powering up, mowing the lawn just a little bit, pulling back. It's a little early for Jerry Clemens on that one.
All right. Andrew Ripple
So,
up next.
Look at
Sorry,
that
sir.
paint scheme. You were kidding.
It's
It's a lot of different things going on there. I like that. We got the stars. We got the tire tread things.
He's pulling back. It does not want to come off the ground now. It does.
There we go. Honestly, standard. I mean, it's not a typical STOL airplane. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
But he did the standard technique.
He did.
He repelled it off the ground.
Oh. That
You
was a
missed
good one,
me.
sir. Of course.
Okay, Jeff Harrell now coming in the Scout. We'll get him work that elevator. Kind of wagging it. Good. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that was excellent.
not quite a plane length. His tail wheel touched down just before the line. And if you're new to National STOL, that is A-okay. We only care about the main wheels. Those are the fat wheels at the front of the airplane. Or I guess in the back if it's a nose wheel airplane, but
A-okay for some AOA.
hey!
Hey! Brad Crawford on short final. And the black and white Husky. Doing the rudder dance to keep that nose straight down the runway. Nice. Lexi says she does not know.
We're going to have to go to the replay for that one. And
oh, yeah.
This is what I miss from Brad. Just a little bit of a showman at the stick. Here we go, frame by frame. Oh, I think it's going to... Yep, it's called a scratch by the judges.
Oh.
About like a tread, like the tread pattern of the wheel on the ground is about how short he was. Just barely.
Dang. It's okay. He's just getting it dialed in.
So Jeff Harrell with a combined score of 307. Brad Crawford with the scratch. Here comes Jerry Clemens holding it off. Chop, flop, drop.
Nice use of that beta prop. Didn't fully engage it. Just gave it some, a couple of goosies here and there. But that's all he needed.
I was going to say the same thing. Just a little goose, a little goosey goose. He's going to put that on his helmet. Goosey goose. Okay, here we go. Andrew Ripple ripping it in.
Oh,
Higher
yeah.
energy than the other airplanes. That's
Dang it.
okay. Look at how heavy he is on those brakes, Cam.
Yeah, and you got it stopped well under 300 feet. So, I mean, that is... He's going to slowly get it dialed in and then get it straight and ready for tomorrow for sure. But that was great from the Cessna 150, the Aerobat.
I think the next approach you should do just inverted.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
And highly, highly dangerous.
Yes. But, once you've been inverted once, you've been inverted a million times, right?
You can land any airplane inverted once.
Right, and our pilots
What's interesting about that Aerobat is they've actually swapped an engine over from a Cardinal to give it a little more go. And they've also added vortex generators. So they are, Andrew and team working to give it its best fighting shot in a STOL competition. Jeff Harrell. So high.
Yes. So, what you were saying about the Aerobat, is that for all Aerobats, or is that just for Andrews?
I think that's just Andrews. It's just
Okay.
modifications they made.
That's cool. Yeah. So not your conventional O200, 100 horsepower engine that would be in a normal Cessna 150 for that airplane. Brad Crawford getting it peeled just off the ground enough. As we have Jerry Clemens coming up to the line. Still got a decent right or left quartering headwind. As Jerry's bringing that tail up. He's doing the rudder dance and introducing the flaps and pulling back on the stick. Wasn't quite ready to fly when he was ready to fly, but that's okay. Andrew on the line and now in the 150 Aerobat.
I like that they don't even have a spinner on that thing.
Yeah, it's gnarly cool looking. Okay.
And Cam, maybe you can do some intel, some research for us for tomorrow. I don't remember if the Aerobat has like classic electric flaps, Cessna electric flaps, or if it was still like Johnson bar flaps in the Aerobat. We'll have to figure that out, because that also is a big determination of your takeoff performance and the techniques you can use.
Yeah, absolutely. We can check that out for sure. Maybe we can see on his next takeoff, see how fast his flaps get introduced. Jeff Harrell on short final. Ooh, and that looks like a scratch for Jeff. As he's
I
getting
feel like Jeff Harrell is one to watch this season. I really do. I think we saw him really just start excelling. Look at this replay. I mean, just hanging it all out on the prop. A little too short. A scratch on that one, but we've seen the competitiveness with him really rise up. And Brad Crawford, same thing last season. But between the two of them, I mean, Jerry Clemens is kind of like the guy to beat, I think, in this practice session. But he's got to watch out for Brad and Jeff, for sure.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. He's going to be putting down everything he needs to get that upper edge. Brad Crawford just over the line. I missed if it was good or not, but I'm guessing it was good.
I think it looked pretty accurate there, the tail touching down just before the line, but
Awesome.
no big deal there. So kind of exactly what you'd want. I got to say, maybe Brad's just tuning us up a little bit, but it kind of lacked that Brad Crawford flair. The little je ne sais quoi on that one.
Oui.
But of course. All right, here comes Jerry Clemens. Currently with the best score of 281. He's doing about the same accuracy that Brad did on that last one. Got the reverse pitch propeller cranking for him. And what that does, folks, is that just makes it doesn't make the prop like actually like spin the opposite direction, but it changes the prop angle, and it does put thrust forward like an air brake.
All right. Andrew bringing it in. Ooh, getting it nice. And yeah, that's a way shorter landing than what he's been producing. So he's getting it dialed in pretty well. Stopping in front of the booth in front of me right now. So that's awesome. Good for him.
That nose gear cam, I don't know if that could have compressed any more.
Oh, yeah, it's looking good out there.
So while they cycle back for the third run of practice for the Charlie Heat here, I do have some news to share. And that is, we just heard through our kind of various channels here at National STOL that Jeff Abrams will not be attending the competition. He's up in the touring class. He flies a plane called Piperzilla. He's got a mechanical issue about halfway here from Florida. So won't be making the competition, and that's a bummer. Had a good time because Jeff Harrell taking off there. Bummer for Jeff Abrams. He's been working on these 3D printed Piperzillas to hand out to the kids. I was really excited to see everyone enjoy those this weekend. So you'll have to come to the next one that Piperzilla comes to. So bummer for Jeff. Maybe a little bit of a relief to his other touring class competitors. We'll see. Here comes Brad Crawford on the roll.
Yeah. It was ready to fly when he was. Great takeoff from Brad Crawford.
Jerry Clemens. Waiting for his turn to go around. Best score so far from him, 247 combined.
Oh, yeah, that's great from Jerry.
And Cam, that's such a hard judging moment, right? Because you saw the tail come down and hit it, kind of lever action to the mains up, but they were only an inch or two above the grass for, I don't know, 10, 20 feet. And so that's really hard to judge right up against the line. And that's going to be one that I think when that happens, Jerry, among the other pilots, is ready to watch the replays and make sure everyone's judging correctly. Here comes Andrew Ripple.
Excellent
Jeff
takeoff.
Harrell now on final.
Yes, sir. And he is working that elevator, losing some altitude. A little goose of power, get him over the line, and get him stopped. Very low energy on that, so he should be pretty proud of that landing. It should be nice and short.
I still think one to watch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He was super excited last year. This time last year, in fact, because he had just put on that new prop and was expecting some awesome numbers. Came out of the gates with some great numbers. The shortest on all ends that he's had in this is his third season with us, I believe. Last year was his second season, so this year, like you said, he's going to be one to watch because he has got it dialed in. Now he's just playing.
Ooh, right on the line again.
Love that nice little bounce that it does when he 3-points it and brings that tail up to help stop the aircraft.
That was a combined score of 205 feet. That is going to be the best so far of the backcountry class. These aircraft you see flying in front of you right now. Here comes Jerry Clemens.
And we got wind straight down the pipe right now, so we should be seeing some great numbers. Woo!
So that was really interesting. Like, you saw that left wing just start to give up, right? And Jerry Clemens is such a good pilot. He's got so many hours in that Husky. He knows, and it's got to be kind of, I mean, I'm sure it happens instinctively, right? But you've got to give up a little bit of your score to keep that wing up. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess we're going a little bit longer this time because the wing doesn't want to fly anymore. Speaking of not flying anymore, the 150 Aerobat down and stopped just short of 225.
Yeah. Once again, he's right in front of the booth, so I mean, he's putting in that work to get those landings dialed in. Pretty sure we'll see him out practicing a little bit later on today to get ready for tomorrow's competition.
Look at the checkerboard under the wing. I love that. I love that
man.
Aerobat swagger.
Everything is going on with that airplane, and I'm fully enjoying it.
So, while they taxi back, folks, again, a reminder, go check out the Commemorative Air Force. You can ride in a helicopter, ride in that radial engine beast down there. I also want to take a minute to thank our friends at Behringer Aero. The company Behringer Aero has been manufacturing wheels and brakes in the same spirit of quality and performance for 30 years. Since 2002, Behringer Aero makes wheels and brakes for a wide range of aircraft, from the ultralight airplanes up to certified aircraft like the PC-6, the Cirrus SR-22, the Vision Jet, Diamond DA, all the big, expensive things, really. Include everything for a bolt-on conversion. We can't thank them enough. Thank you to Behringer Aero for all of their support. Also, we have to take a minute to thank all of our local sponsors that help make Swamp STOL 2026 the success it is already turning up to be. Got to thank our friends over at Visit Jeff Davis, the Commemorative Air Force Gulf Coast Wing, Bayou Rum, Ultra Industrial, Jet Boats of Texas, Quality Kiln and Dryer, the City of Jennings, also the Jennings Airport Commission, EAA Chapter 541, Jeff Davis Industrial Board, and SCADA Systems. So we're gearing up. Cam, we gotta talk about Lexi Duncan. What can you tell the folks about Lexi Duncan out there? Taking a sip out of her Stanley.
She's pretty animated. I can say that for sure. She's been like that since her first day out with us as the headline judge. She's one of my favorite people to tour with this crazy aerial circus that we have. But she's one of my favorite people for sure. What about you?
So
what do you have to say about her?
Well, I just think she's really good at motivating pilots. She's like really so motivating, like gets them real excited, helps them with their performance a lot. I think maybe we might have a video package that might talk a little bit more about that.
You got it. 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 Nice. Nice. Yes. Keep it up. There you go. Good job. More power. More power. More power, Rick. More power, Rick. Yeah! I don't know. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. I done told you. Come on, Jeff. A little early. Ah! Darn it. This air horn. It was a scratch. Line it up. Hold it, Jerry! I don't... Hold it! Hold it! Ah! You're a for that. Yep, more power, more power, more power. Ah! You suck for that one. More power! Jeez! Ah! Oh, we're good. Come on, Boardman. Come on, Boardman. Come on, Boardman! Come on, Boardman! Hold it up! Oh my God, you beautiful. Lovely. Okay, no, it's good.
So anyway, that's Lexi, and we love her. She's on the line, calling scratches, balls and strikes, as it were. You can see they're talking to the various officials here in Jennings, Louisiana, and we're getting ready for the next class. What's coming up, Cam? What's next on the docket?
Let's see. We've got some cool planes coming up. We've got a Blanca, it's a Tabria, actually, not a Scout, not what we just saw with Jeff Harrell, but another derivative from the long line of champs. We've got Christian Paris flying the 1975 Blanca Citabria. And we've got another Aviat Husky coming up, piloted by Phil Shearer. And a Zenith 701 piloted by William Vaughn. So we've got some cool airplanes. It's really going to be cool to see that Zenith perform, because it's not a tailwheel plane, but it's on takeoff. You might be remiss to figure out that it isn't a tailwheel aircraft, because he's going to pull that nose back, and that fuselage is so weirdly shaped that he's going to get all the high alpha that he needs to get those main gear off the ground pretty soon. What say you, Ryan? What are you looking forward to in this next group of airplanes?
Well, I think the biggest thing to point out is that it's the rookie class. So we're going to have 2 heats of rookies. This is kind of unheard of, and I'm so proud of Jennings' Swamp STOL crowd kind of turning out to give National STOL a try. And so you've got all these folks that are flying for their very first time. So you're going to see Christian, Phil, and William fly in this first heat of the rookie class. And we're doing another heat in practice with Robbie Chandler, Casey Paris, and Travis Vaughn. So 2 heats of rookies. It is not easy to come out and fly in front of a whole bunch of people. You can see the crowd there. It's a big crowd here in Jennings for a practice on a Friday. You guys are all coming out Friday afternoon to watch all of our competitors get warmed up for the competition tomorrow. And so, yeah, we've got some rookies flying right now in this heat. And that's what I'm most excited about, is just to see what they can bring to the table. And it's important to remember, everyone was a rookie once. Later, you're going to see Pat McIntyre fly. I still remember his first competition up in Minnesota in his Rans S7 that he used to fly. So that's the most exciting part for me, is we're going to see some new talent. We're going to see some new people trying some things, and it's hard to do new things. So I'm not to sound a little bit like their dad, but I'm proud of you guys.
Yeah, we still have yet to compete or fly, but I think that's going to change this year, right?
That's true. Yeah, I've never competed. I'm terrified. And it may change.
It might change. All right, here we go. This Citabria is on the go with the scallops on the tail.
Okay. I like what you're doing, Christian.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see what we do on those scores.
Phil Shearer on the line in an Aviat Husky. So that would be, once he's out of the rookie class, he'd be competing against the likes of Jerry Clemens and Brad Crawford. He is not afraid to get that tail up. That was a clean pull on that stick.
Oh, yeah. That was cool. He was definitely looking for pennies, like Cat would always say.
Oh.
All right. Next up is this Zenith 701, piloted by William Vaughn.
Got Snoopy on the front. Look at that elevator. Elevator's already skyward. Love it. Hashtag loves it. So that was a really good first showing in takeoffs for this first heat of the rookie class. While they come around the bend here, I want to talk about our sponsor, Clemens Insurance. You saw Jerry Clemens fly in his Husky in the last heat of practice. Clemens Insurance is the most affordable and best insurance coverage available, maintaining the highest standard of excellence. And obviously, Jerry Clemens using that product, but so many of our competitors are insured by Clemens Insurance, and you're just going to get great coverage and great attention. and service from Clemens Insurance. So thank you to them for their support.
Yeah, absolutely true. That is not just a whole bunch of praise for no reason. I am insured by Jerry, so I'm very happy with what they're doing out there at Clemens Insurance. Looks like a scratch, or at least from my perspective it was. For this Tabria, let's see.
Waiting for that score to come up right now. Next up, Phil in the Aviat Husky. He had I would call that a professional takeoff technique. So let's see what he does on the landing here. No pressure.
And we're back with a nice, decent gust right now. Left wing wanted to drop just a little bit. It's going to give it some power and get over that line. All right.
Nicely done for Phil Shearer. I'm going to say that that guy's got a little bit of time behind the stick of that airplane.
I think so. It definitely shows for sure.
And also, I couldn't help but notice an impressive beard.
There is a beard being rocked in that cockpit right now.
Will Vaughn bringing the Zenith 701 down onto the target now. His takeoff, 132 feet, just 10 feet longer than Phil Shearer. Oh, and just a little short. Getting heavy on those brakes anyway. Good practice.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't matter if you scratch. Definitely want to put a number in there at least, so you know.
Yeah, you want that number to debrief, and even though you scratch, there's so much more practice to be had, right?
Yeah.
How does the braking feel today? How does the turf feel today? What does it feel like to be heavy on the brakes in front of a couple thousand of your best friends?
That is very true. Yeah, and while we're getting geared up, we can talk about how cool it would be for you to be in one of these airplanes. Pretty affordable, especially the one that we're looking at right now.
A little early on the pull there. Not quite ready to fly.
Not so much. But he's going to get it dialed in.
So, yeah, I mean, not the Husky, not really withstanding. It's a more of a premium product, let's say. But the Citabria and the Zenith, you're absolutely right, Cam. Like, that's a more affordable way to get into flying.
Yeah, absolutely. Woo!
Woo!
Tail coming real high. But he's got plenty of clearance on that as he banks. Heads it straight down the runway. So, yeah, like that's a Tabria. It's probably, I mean, it's around or under the 70,000 mark. I mean, it is possible to own one of these aircraft. And this Zenith that you're looking at, I mean, you can build one in your garage at an affordable price. Have a cool Rotax engine on the front of it. But it's not hard to get in aviation. Everyone should do it. If you like airplanes, you should make it a point to try and put some air under your own wings.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's two different flavors of affordability here too, right? Like the Citabria, this is an aerobatic airplane, by the way. Aerobatic version of the Champ, just like we had the aerobatic version of the 150 earlier. This is the certificated side of things. It's a more standard airplane. It looks pretty normal to look at, and that's an affordable airplane. I mean, you've got airplanes at Champ or a Piper Cub, maybe a little bit earlier vintage. Look at that slip coming in right now.
That's great.
You know, those are airplanes that could be had for sub $50,000, sub $60,000, depending on what engine's on the front. And then the Zenith, which you're going to see come around in another few minutes, you know, that's something that you can pull the rivets in your garage. Very simple to build. You can tell kind of based on the shape of it that it'd be easy to assemble. So here comes the Citabria now. Good over the line. Now he's got to get heavy on those brakes. That's the hardest part for the rookies and the tail draggers. But well executed there in the Citabria.
So right now, I am joined by Colonel Matt Peterson in the booth. He's got a PSA that he wanted to say. So whenever you're ready, sir, you can press that button.
Well, who have we got coming in here, Cam? Let's get them in first.
Alrighty, yeah.
He's dealing with that crosswind coming in.
He definitely is dealing with it for sure. That's Phil Shearer, one of our rookies. Going to give it a little bit of power, balloon over the line.
That was absolutely gorgeous. So a quick public service announcement, folks. This is Colonel Uncle Matthew, founder of Swamp STOL. We've already got 4 people signed up for rides in the 47 helicopter with the Commemorative Air Force. The rides are right over here to my right, your right as you're facing. And we're already signing people up. So if you want to get a ride today in that 47, they're right over there. Just come on over and get yourself a helicopter ride.
Ooh, yes.
At Swamp STOL.
MASH style.
MASH style. Yes, that's right. With the big high visibility plexiglass all the way around. These folks, I've talked with them. You know, I was a helicopter mechanic in the Army, and I've checked them out, and they are legit. They are straight legit. And myself and Angela Douglas are about to go get ride number 1A. Right here. Okay. Leading off. So come on over and get yourself a helicopter ride. And here comes Sheldon. Nope, that's not Sheldon. I got the wrong Zenith.
It's okay. It's a Sheldon. It's a Zenith. It's a Sheldon.
Whoa, plopping it in.
Nice. Nice. Thank you all very much, Cam. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem at all, Matt.
Bye, Matt. Love you. So that was William Vaughn in the Zenith 701 putting in work, and you can see why we talk about that airplane being so capable. And I should just look it up. The kit prices on a Zenith so affordable. They're not a sponsor of National STOL. We just want to talk about different ways that if you're inspired, you can get into aviation. There's a lot of publicity around the Zenith right now. You've got Wearworthy, the TikTok star. He just built a big old Zenith.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
building another one right now. These are really attainable aircraft, especially if you like to go slow, right? I think the Citabria is probably a little bit faster in cruise than the Zenith is. And then the Husky in the middle of them right now in this heat, a little more premium feeling. Cost is going to be a little more premium as well. But it's all about what your mission is, and these airplanes are all great at just getting your head up above the clouds.
That's very true, especially that Citabria. I mean, if you want a bird that you don't have to worry about building or it isn't experimental, you want to go certified route. It's one of those aircraft that a lot of schools that offer tailwheel training, they may have a Citabria, they may have a Cub or a Champ that you can fly. Woo! So Phil was
I don't know if it's fair to have him in the rookie class. I'm just gonna say it.
I have to agree. I mean, like, he knows what he's doing. He's got his nose into the wind, like how Steve Henry used to do. And then that nice bank to stay within the confines of the runway is superb.
And the Zenith throwing down as well.
Yeah, William Vaughn is putting in the work with that Zenith. You always have to remember that the numbers that you're seeing today are the aircraft helps, but the pilots themselves are putting in a lot of work to make these numbers real.
Well, you've got a lot of challenging conditions today as well, right? You've got a crosswind, overcast. You've got gusts. We can see them coming through on the feather flags. So it's definitely not the hardest day of STOL flying we've ever seen, but it's definitely not the easiest either.
Right.
It's nice to have a little wind. I feel like last season we were really struggling to get any competitions with, it was either way too much wind or no wind at all. Ooh, a little early, a lot early, I'm going to be honest. A lot early there for Christian.
Yeah, it's no problem, no.
Just going to let that thing roll out. Home airport of 9 Mike 6. I'm going to look that up.
Yeah. I was just trying to think. I wonder where that is. It's got an M in it, so it could be Missouri, maybe.
Oak Grove, Louisiana.
Here we go. I'm wrong. All right.
Holding it off, holding it off. Oh, just short.
Man.
Just short. Oh, that's a bummer. That was a really good takeoff, too. Shortest for Phil Shearer in practice was a combined score of 261, which would be kind of on the back end of competitive in the backcountry class if you were to switch classes. In the rookie class, we're going to see another heat of them, by the way. Next, Heat Echo is going to be a rookie class heat as well. Once you win the rookie class, you can no longer compete in the rookie class. So we'll see. Right now, Phil Shearer looking like tomorrow, based on today, may not be hanging in the rookie class too much longer. We, of course, need to see Robbie Chandler, Casey Paris, and Travis Vaughn. We've got a bunch of people flying the same airplanes, which is really cool too. Here comes the Zenith. William Vaughn at the controls, settling. It's got those big slats on the front. Look at that elevator. It's huge. Getting the nose real high. Hold it up.
Ooh,
Get over
yeah.
the line. Oh, we slammed down.
Yeah.
I want to watch a replay of that. Watch the prop on this. Holding it off. Here's another TikTok clip. Frame by frame, and it is on the nose wheel. That right main came up off the ground. That one, another one for Gen Z in their TikToks. That was something else. And that is going to put William Vaughn out in front with a combined score of 194. That was an exciting one. So that's going to be it for Heat Delta. We're going to go over to Heat Echo, another rookie class. And look at them. They deserve a round of applause, folks. Like, hanging it all out there for you. First time competing. So cool to see. While they taxi back, I want to take a minute to thank our friends at Lift Aviation. Lift's love for flying drives them to deliver only the finest in aviation products to market. They believe today's pilots deserve much more than what is currently offered in the way of products they wear in the cockpit. Lift Aviation is bridging the gap and making products that are stronger and lighter that you can trust. So what a great number of rookies in this class, Cam. Folks, if you want to try this out all season, you got to come join us. Come give National STOL a try. There is a supportive group of pilots ready to welcome you with open arms. They will be the wind beneath your wings as you get yourself settled.
I like that. You did well with that, sir.
Well, I mean, I'm joking about it, but here's the thing. Like, rookies required to attend an extended safety briefing. They participate in practice day. They have to. And extra support is provided so we get smaller heats like this. Sometimes we even have a veteran competitor lead the first pattern. They get more support from the air bosses on the radio. All of that helping them get comfortable in competition. So we are going to take a short break, folks. We're going to hop over to a word from our sponsors and be back with more right after this.
What's up, Av Geeks and Stol Freaks? Welcome to Lone Star Stol here in beautiful Sulphur Springs, Texas. It's Luke's for everybody, 2019 American Legend Aircraft MOAC. Round of applause for Chuck Olmstead. In the gray and orange MOAC, Brian Shirley, everybody. Give a round of applause for Brian Steck. You might be sub 60 feet on that one. It's an unlimited class. It's what you've been waiting for. That's right, the Beast Mode MOAC, Colin Kaneva.
Oh my goodness gracious. Frank Knapp showing that he deserves to belong here. Whoa, that was legendary.
All right.
And we are back, folks. Yeah, Cam and I, Ryan Dombrowski, Cam Walton, bringing you the STOL action. Fat tires light the fires. Let's go.
That's true.
We're ready for another bit of the rookie heat. Cam, what are you thinking so far about these rookies?
Man, they're doing an excellent job of flying the day. I mean, I can't say that I would be ready for this right now, but they seem to be, and especially Phil. That was an exhilarating performance from Phil in the earlier heat. So I don't know. I'm just really impressed with the flying that's going on in the rookie class right now.
Well, we've got another chance to be impressed. Up next, you're going to see race number 33, Robbie Chandler. Race 540, Casey Paris now in the Citabria. And Travis Vaughn flying a Rans S7.
Okay.
That's going to be pretty cool to see.
Yeah, definitely, especially with this Super Cub in front of us right now, with the snazzy beige tan livery on it right now, and that checkerboard tail. I was admiring
I
it
think
earlier.
it's fair to say that that airplane is more tire than wing.
Yeah, yeah, no, it really does look like it is.
Look at that thing.
Some tires
Look at
with
that thing.
wings.
It's so big. There's some big fat tires. It's like a cool thing to see. Look at that thing. That's amazing. So, I mean, here's the thing. You bring a Super Cub, you're probably going to be able one to throw down. It's going to be cool. So we're going to see that in a second here.
I do feel like it just looks like it's begging for a belly pod on that Super Cub.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So, Robbie Chandler here, giving it the beans.
All right.
Gracefully off. Very cleanly off. This aircraft, this Super Cub, was flown home to Alabama from Fairbanks, Alaska. Took 3 weeks to do it. He's got a huge aircraft collection, by the way. Robbie Chandler at the controls of that Super Cub. He's got a Luscombe, a cabin biplane, and the Super Cub. So he likes to fly a lot of different stuff. Here's Casey Paris now from Oak Grove, also flying the Belanca.
Ooh, very smooth
There we
takeoff. Right in front of the booth, too. So that should be nice and short. He should be proud of that number.
So this is a family-owned Citabria. But Casey actually just added, this is cool, just added an F1 rocket to his collection. So that, he likes going upside down and fast and slow.
Yes. Cool plane that F1 rocket is. All right. Travis Vaughn in the Rans S7.
Whoa!
He's been practicing.
Yeah. I love watching a good old S7 fly. We've had a lot of competitors get their start, rookies get their start in Rans S7s. So I'm excited to see what Travis Vaughn does. Let's go over to the scores right now. That takeoff, super short. That was 117 feet for Travis Vaughn.
Okay.
And so Robbie Chandler now off in the distance in the Super Cub. Now is a good time, folks. You've seen about half of practice so far. Vote.nationalstol.com. Vote.nationalstol.com. You can vote for your favorite. Again, a reminder that voting closes at the end of competition tomorrow. Also, don't forget to visit the National STOL merch tent. Pick up some sweet merch. I've got this great sweatshirt that I'm wearing, National STOL. They're really high quality.
Oh, yeah.
Really good looking stuff. Coming in the Super Cub now. Looks like we had a scratch on that one.
Oh. It's okay, though.
Just practicing.
It is just practicing, and he's got 2 more rounds to put some numbers up. Get that dialed in. Of course, he can practice whenever he wants after the practice session too.
So now here comes Casey Paris into the Citabria. Takeoff was 251 feet. It's going to come in nice and low. This plane geared more for loopy doopies than slowy rollies.
Truth.
Oh, just tickling the two. Oh, I'm too short.
Dang.
Tickling the tulips for a little bit there, but also a scratch for Casey Paris. On this first run, that leaves Travis Vaughn in the pattern.
And a good-looking Rans S7. It is just yellow, but it's still a good-looking airplane.
You know, people underestimate the power of just a single color paint job.
Yeah. And put in that rudder
Working
work.
it down low there. Here we go. Good over the line. I heard some applause in the crowd for that one. Absolutely.
Well deserved, for sure. And we are getting our pilots taxied back to the line for their next runs.
Sounds like the helicopter is going to be taking off in just a second here. Don't forget, that's a thing that you can go do. Fly around in a vintage helicopter.
Yeah,
and
Bell
I've
47.
had the luxury of flying in one of those Bell 47s. Cam, I don't know if you've got some time in them too. The visibility, it's just a chair in the sky. It's amazing.
Yeah. That helicopter made famous by the TV show MASH. All right. And that Super Cub on the go. Another
there we
excellent takeoff. They
A
have
little shine on that one taking
Oh,
off
yeah.
there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Beautiful airplane. It is well taken care of, you can tell. And we got that wind coming straight down the runway. We're looking at our flags. So this is advantageous for our rookies.
Yeah, a little wind on the nose really helps in STOL. Gives you that lift a little bit earlier. Here we go. Very clean. Right main hung on for just a second. But Casey really working that Citabria really hard. That was a 226-foot takeoff, so a 25-foot improvement over the first takeoff. Robbie Chandler, by the way, in the Super Cub had a takeoff of 238 feet. Here is Travis Vaughn now in the Rans S7.
Oh,
so
yeah.
short. So if you're in the battle of the rookies right now, Phil Shearer and William Vaughn are watching what Travis Vaughn is doing and saying, uh-oh. Got a little bit of a dogfight in our hands in the rookie class.
Oh yeah.
Cam, Robbie Chandler is coming around the bend, and while he does, I want to talk about our friends at Moza Racing, and this feels like one that you might know a little bit about as well, because it comes to us as part of our National STOL Series within Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah, absolutely. They are a new sponsor for us this season, so looking forward to get my hands on some of their equipment for the STOL season coming up.
So they build hardware and software that let you fly aircraft as realistically as possible at home. They're known for their forced feedback yoke and stick that simulates air resistance, turbulence, and G-forces to help you feel what the airplane is doing, and that's pretty rare in flight sim and usually super, super expensive. Moza is making that more accessible for all the various folks doing flight sim work. Here is Robbie Chandler now. Oh, just a little too short.
Man. They still a good-looking airplane, even if it was a scratch.
If you're gonna scratch, scratch with style.
Yeah.
So, Cam, this might be a good time. So, we're talking about Moza Racing and their new support. We should talk to our fans a little bit, kind of in the margins here, about STOL, because we're watching the rookies fly in their IRL airplanes, but STOL is another great way for people to get involved with their aviation passions.
Yeah, please come join us in 2 weeks, as usually it's the week after National STOL competition, the weekend after, but we'll be here once again at 3 Romeo 7, but in Microsoft Flight Simulator, in the 2024 rendition of that platform, doing the same thing we're doing right now, except you have the opportunity to join from home, from the comfort of your home. While you're flying, you can fly on Xbox or PC, and basically just do what we're doing right now, except in video game mode.
It is a super cool thing. I have had the honor of co-hosting a few of them, and it's just so fun to watch the worldwide audience play. Look at that chop, pop, and drop for Travis Vaughn there in the Rans S7. Working those spring gear. A lot of the Rans end up going over to the more standard like bungee backcountry landing gear. He's still got the original like aluminum spring gear there, and it didn't pop back into the air, even though really worked him there. So that was really fun to see. I want to go over to the scores, Cam. That was a 110-foot takeoff combined with a 141-foot landing for a combined score of 251 for Travis Vaughn. That's going to put him in third place-ish amongst the running of the rookies right now.
Yeah, you should be proud of that. Proud of that score indeed. As we have Robbie Chandler back on the line in the Super Cub for his last takeoff and last landing for today.
So far, Robbie Chandler's best, a combined score of 525. And I think if I could armchair quarterback just a little bit, is I think he's playing it maybe a little conservative as he gets used to competition. I feel like the plane could fly off the ground a bit shorter on those takeoffs.
No, I agree.
You don't want anyone to do anything they don't want to do. You gotta get comfortable with the plane and this type of flying.
Right. But I definitely agree. Casey Paris bringing that tail up, pulling back on the stick. Nice easy takeoffs coming from Casey in the Citabria. Reminds me just how cool it is to be in control of everything, right? You know when the airplane's ready to fly. And Casey is doing a great job at figuring out when that Citabria is ready to fly. Travis Vaughn.
Pretty consistent takeoff performances by Robbie and Casey within striking distance of their other takeoffs. Best takeoff by Travis Vaughn, 110 feet, and that was an absolute barn burner. I like watching that thing climb out into the Louisiana clouds today.
Yeah. And That wind is picking up right now, so it should make Robbie Chandler's landing coming up pretty exciting. Just gonna take advantage of
Got
that
the helicopter landing over there. Sorry, just watching that.
Oh yeah, no. It is a great sight to see that Bell 47 doing its thing.
So here comes Robbie Chandler now, settling down into the pocket in the Super Cub, working that crosswind, keeping it straight, letting, just again, a little too short there. I feel like the gust on that one, you tell me, because you're actually there in Louisiana right now, but watching it on the feed, it looked like we just had the gust drop out for just half a second, and that was enough to let the wheels touch.
That's exactly what happened. It was blowing pretty hard while it was on final, and then the closer it got to the line, it just kind of disappeared. But now we've got a gust once again. We'll see if it drops out for Casey or not.
Holding it off the grass here. Very stable, working that left wing down. Still holding it off. Good over the line.
That was excellent. That gust did exactly what it did for Robbie. It just kind of died out as he got closer to the line, but there's no problem for Casey. Got it right over the line expertly.
Which leaves Travis Vaughn up in the sky still in this heat. I'm just checking out the weather right now, looking at the radar. Got some showers kind of all around us today, but nothing's sticking yet.
We're thankful for that. Although we're no strangers to crazy wind, weird rainstorm / sleet, even down here.
Well done, well placed, a little bit beyond the line, about a plane length. But that is solid airmanship there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wiping the brow. Do you see that in the cockpit? Wiping the brow a little bit, like, whoo, we did it. We got her down, boys. So want to say hi to a couple folks in the chat, by the way. Colin Kneva, one of our longtime competitors, saying hi to everyone, says he misses us. And Colin, that goes both ways. We really miss you as well. We hope we see you on the circuit this season. Flying the MOAC.
Yeah. Definitely missing some Kneva time.
Evil Kneva. All right. Couple other things we got to talk about. We got some housekeeping to do, folks, because, of course, this is the first event of the year. We got to talk about how the rules have changed for 2026. The rules are always modified and reassessed by a pilot rules committee every year, and this year the changes are as such. So let it be written, so let it be done. Here's what's new for 2026. Most of the new rules this season have to do with how annual points are calculated for season-long standings. So the 5 regular season events will count towards season points in 2026. If a pilot attends more than 5 events, their top 5 finishes will count towards the points. The lowest placements will be eliminated. If there is only one pilot registered, this is a big one from last year, a big change. If there's only one pilot registered in a particular class at an event, they will earn half points. So, for example, first place is normally 25 points. If they're the only one there, they would earn 12.5. The most consistent competitor, this is another one, we've usually awarded like a trophy for this. The most consistent competitor of the event will earn 5 additional points toward the season standings, up from 1 point previously. So it really pays in 2026 to be consistent. That most consistent award is determined by the competitor with the lowest average variation between all rounds and no scratches or DQs. If a competitor does not compete in a round, that would count as a scratch for the purpose of this rule. And finally, the grand champion of each event will be determined by the pilot's class placement in conjunction with their most consistent score. So example, if a pilot, let's say pilot number 1, they're the most consistent pilot, they have a second place finish in their class, but pilot 2 is the second most consistent pilot and has the first place finish of their class. Pilot number 2 would be the grand champion. That is a big change. Previously, the grand champion of each event has just been the shortest overall score. And so this really is going to open up grand champion for anyone flying. And that's really exciting. It's not just going to be the unlimited class competitors competing for grand champion. It could be any of the pilots. So that's very exciting here in 2026 for National STOL. Cam, you got any thoughts on that? It could be controversial with the audience.
Honestly, I'm just here for the ride, man. I'm definitely excited for some of these changes. So it'll mix it up. It will be. Sorry, I'm looking at. We got a cup type. Oh, okay, that's Nick Ardillo coming in. But yeah, Ryan, you know, as the seasons progress and all these newer rules get introduced, they always just increase that level of difficulty, or you know, they make the carrot at the end of the stick a little bit higher. So I'm really enjoying the fact that we've got, you know, a great pilot committee that is on board for making some of these changes and making things a little bit more difficult, a little bit more exciting for the next season of pilots. And man, I'm just enamored at the fact that we're here. It's year number 6 for us, and we're still here going strong.
Going strong for sure. It is. It's been a long, exciting, and fun ride that I cannot wait to continue in 2026. Folks, we are going to just take a little bit of a break as we get ready for practice in the Cub and Vintage Cub classes. So look forward to that in just a few minutes.
Basically, every time I do an install, I go in and I download all of the latest manuals to make sure that everything's interconnected correctly. We don't miss anything. We don't miss any on-off switches, any warning lights,
You said that the most common position for the CO Guardian's over there on the right side?
Yeah, it would be generally somewhere in this area. And, you know, if you went into the panel, and obviously you can go into the panel, and with this particular one I showed you the panel, he's basically got a 275. His ELT is going to be here. You've got USB charging port and programming port, which will be tied into these, is going to be here. Then you've got Bose, these 2 audio jacks here, and this particular prop de-ice one is going to end up in this here. You can build something off of this flange, which you could put the CO Guardian here. You could mount it to the top or the bottom of the glove box. Or if you're going to do a panel mount, you've got the mount holes, and I think there's 7, 9 holes that actually go through the panel, and basically I would cut those.
And welcome back to Jennings, Louisiana. If you're just joining us, we're in the middle of practice for Swamp STOL 2026, part of the National STOL circuit. My name's Ryan Dombrowski. I'm joined on the mic by Cam Walton, and we are getting ready to bring you guys up to speed on the Cub class. Up first in the Cub class, you're going to see David Warren in a Piper PA-18 Super Cub. Nick Ardillo literally just landed, arriving to the competition, so he may not be flying right away in practice, but he's got a 2014 Cub Crafters SS. And Joshua Yeatman gonna yeet it over the line in that Bearhawk LSA. So that's gonna be the first heat of this class in practice here at Swamp STOL 2026. I don't think I've seen Joshua fly before, so I'm excited to see him. He's all the way from Fairview, Oklahoma.
Yeah. And that Bearhawk looks pretty cool over there. Yeah, we got Lee Boyd and Ryan Melendez out there as well. Blue Tranquility in front of us right now. That is the name of Lee Boyd's beautiful iridescent aircraft out there.
Yeah, so it looks like we've got Lee Boyd in the 2012 Cub Crafters SS. Ryan Melendez, we're going to talk about him in a minute, in the Piper Super Cub. And then Randy Teason in the 1957 Piper Super Cub, that red and white one. So that's going to be the Cub class. We're at Heat Golf right now. And Blue Tranquility, Ed Boyd up front, flies with the STOL Bandits from Appleton, Tennessee. Won first place in the Cub class last year. And this is someone who we used to say, folks, he flies softly, but he carries a big stick. It's a lot of smooth flight by Lee Boyd. I think you'll see what we mean when he takes off.
He's one of those that has some prior aerobatic experience as well. He brings that. Whoa. That all happened so fast. It was tail up, flaps down, stick back, boom, air.
Boom, air. Here's
Oh,
Ryan
man.
Melendez. He's a new one to watch. We really enjoyed having him on the circuit, flying his Super Cub.
Named Goldie. Another excellent stick, just.
Numbers are starting to get dumb. The numbers are just starting to get too small. It doesn't make sense. And man, you don't see numbers like this in the POH. These planes are just really doing, these pilots really are the ones really doing it. Here comes a newcomer to the circuit, Randy Teason. 1957 Piper Super Cub. 32 years of Army attack helicopter experience.
Oh, that's cool.
Extensive bush flying experience in Alaska's Brook Range. Look at that. Textbook takeoff by Randy there. Flew that P-18 also from Fairbanks to Alabama. I feel like this is a theme with some of the competitors here in Louisiana.
Right? Something special about an Alaskan Super Cub.
And now here's the Bearhawk.
Woo!
Whoa, that is a huge deck angle there from the Bearhawk LSA. Joshua Yeatman really yeeting it skyward there.
Yeah, no flaps on that bird. All right.
And now Lee Boyd coming in for landing.
Taking the low approach. Getting close to scratching, but
oh! I thought he was going to hang on to it because we've had a lot of those tail drags, no pun intended. The numbers, like Lee Boyd, do you want to guess? I don't know if you've looked. Do you want to guess, Cam, at how short Lee Boyd's takeoff was?
Oh, I want to say it was 52 feet.
Wow, you're almost right on the money. It was 54 feet.
Oh,
which in a competition day is heartbreaking to pair with a scratch.
Yeah. Wow, that is insane.
Look at that wind just helping him out. Here comes Ryan Melendez, 1954 Super Cub. Kind of perfectly dialed in. That looked suspiciously like a approach an airline pilot would do.
Maybe so. Maybe this guy has some airline pilot time. I know he does, but it's fun to play with.
Next up, Randy Teason. Kind of flying through the burbles there over the highway now.
Mm-hmm. Kind of poetic that he's a prior Army attack helicopter pilot, as the Bell 47 is landing adjacent to him. And you can see him working the elevator, doing a little rudder work back there, keeping that nose down the line. Ooh, very good.
Flew it right till it wasn't ready to fly anymore. And now he's got to get heavy on those brakes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to put Joshua Yeatman up next in that Bearhawk LSA. No flaps on this plane. So he's got to really control his descent with slips and some throttle. Obviously, throttle always part of that equation, but slips instead of flaps. Here we go. Nice down and low now, settling in. Good over the line.
Yeah. Nice. Stopped right in front of the booth. Sub 225 on that. It's a good looking plane.
It is a good looking plane.
Yeah.
So they're going to reset for run number 2. Right now, Ryan Melendez kind of out in front in Goldie with a combined score of 204. Joshua Yeatman in the Vintage Cub class because he doesn't have the flaps. He's at 472, and just behind him, 478 for Randy Teason in the Super Cub. Lee Boyd not on the board with those mega... I mean, let's be real. Those are unlimited class numbers in his Carbon Cub. Not on the board yet because of that scratch. Here he goes again. That was sub 50 feet.
Ooh.
Like, I don't even know what to do with that. Ryan Melendez coming up to the line now. 78 feet. That was 56 feet, by the way, for Lee Boyd. 78 feet last time around for Ryan Melendez.
It's a great
See
takeoff.
if we have an improvement there. 79 feet, so a foot longer that time around. And here's Randy on the roll. And Joshua Yeatman at the line now in the Bearhawk. He's got it gassed up, pulling back on the stick, and he is off the ground as well. Looked pretty similar to what we saw from Randy. Randy's takeoff was 179. And Josh at about 183. So Lee Boyd's coming in now, and while he does, I want to talk about the aircraft right behind him. Ryan Melendez has a charity called Warriors with Wings. It's a 501c3 non-profit dedicated to helping kids and young adults battling cancer experience the freedom of flight. You can visit warriorswithwings.com and help fuel a dream to help warrior pilots battle cancer by donating as little as the price of 1 gallon of 100 low lead per month. That's only $5.50 right now per month to help fund intro flights and scholarships for these kids and young adults battling cancer. So that's warriorswithwings.com. You can learn more about the cause and a little bit more about Goldie the Warrior plane as well. And there's Goldie the Warrior plane on your screen right now, flown by Ryan Melendez.
Nice and smooth. on that landing for sure from Ryan Melendez.
So let's go over to the scores right now for him. 79-foot takeoff paired with a 90-foot landing. That's going to be good for 169. And here comes Randy Teason.
All right, good over the
Gave
line.
up about 75 feet, Cam?
Yep, I'd say so. He's just going to keep rolling. Then we have the Bearhawk LSC on final. See what Josh is going to do for us. Oh.
Whoa.
Oh.
Okay. So he's going to get that thing under control there. Oh, we're taking off again. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
So we did have a little bit of a departure of control there.
He's going to do an assessment of his wing, I imagine, while he's going around.
So wind's a little squirrely there for him.
Yeah, it
And
did
the
kind
lost a
of.
little directional control there, Cam.
Yeah, it
Go
did
ahead.
kind of drop out.
Got into that very classic like tail dragger ground loop regime.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there was an application of power there to help the plane get a little more control. We can watch it on the replay here. See here that right wing stalls, the right wingtip hits the ground there, and he's all along for the ride there. Gets it straightened out. Stick is full back at that point. And right about here, he's gassing it up to go. And I think that was a decision in terms of just trying to get more airspeed over the flying controls. And at a certain point, you've got enough speed to be flying as opposed to hanging out on the ground. So he's going to come and we're going to recover this aircraft. Looking very stable. Going to be a little shaken up, I imagine, on the controls.
Mm-hmm.
So good over the line there. Let's get him stopped and good on the ground. And that'll definitely be a thing that is inspected before it's returned to the air.
Yeah, I'm checking out that right wingtip, and it doesn't look too bad. Really doesn't look bad at all, but of course, it will get inspected. He's definitely going to want to know what's going on with it as well.
So getting the rest of the competitors lined up. Here comes Lee Boyd.
Yeah, Blue Tranquility is looking good. Now we have a little bit of sun peeking out behind the clouds. You can see how iridescent that aircraft is. Truly, with a little sunlight on top.
Oh, so beautiful.
Yeah.
So Lee Boyd and Ryan Melendez getting ready for their next run of practice here. Lee Boyd! Helium? Is it helium in the tires? I don't know.
Some
56-foot takeoff last time, Cam.
Yeah, man, there's some helium somewhere. Maybe it's in the struts, in the wing struts.
He's hiding it. Somewhere in that. That was 72 feet.
All right.
That was actually his longest.
I very much dig the precision that Ryan Melendez flies with, especially when he brings that tail up and it just stops. There's no extra movement at all.
68 feet on that takeoff for Ryan Melendez. So out in front of his previous performances on takeoff. Randy Teason on the line.
That plane was definitely ready to fly when he was.
And word from race control. Sorry, Cam, if I cut you off there.
No,
the word
no,
from
go
race
ahead.
control we just heard was that an A&P did inspect that wingtip while waiting for the other aircraft to take off. So it has been inspected, is what race control has informed us of. Past inspection. I got to be honest. If it were me, I feel like I would want to just take a minute. But they do say you got to hop right back on the horse. So maybe that's what's going on there for Josh, but we'll see him come around. That was a 189-foot takeoff in the Bearhawk LSA. And Lee Boyd, Cam, I'll let you call the approach here, coming in on short final.
Yeah. I'd be with you, but like you said, you do have to hop back in the saddle. All right, Lee Boyd on short final. Flaps down. Nice and easy, but that was a scratch. And it's nice that he stopped, for sure.
Perfect practice makes perfect performance.
That's very true.
I mean, here's the thing, folks. When Cam and I talk about, like, people, it's nice that people are stopping even though they're scratching. What happens is that sometimes you think you scratched and you didn't. And we've seen pilots, for lack of a better term, give up on the braking and roll out when they very well could have stopped and placed. It could be that, I mean, last season, we had multiple contests decided by a foot. And so if you can keep yourself in the game, speaking of being in the game, Ryan Melendez, poetry in motion on that landing.
Yeah.
His best score in practice is going to be that last run with 165 feet. Lee Boyd's best was 140. Next up will be Randy Teason in the Cub.
Yeah, and it's looking good on final. Nice stabilized approach. Flaps down. Teasing that elevator. And pulling out the power to keep his descent consistent. Now from here it looked like it was over 75 feet that he gave up. And he doesn't look like he was happy with that at all. He's just gonna keep going, not even stop.
Felt like he had a little bit of extra energy on approach there. just a little bit more heat on the final.
Yeah.
Joshua Yeatman. I mean, the flags are blowing.
Yeah, it's starting to pick up right now. But it just started picking up. It's nice from Joshua. Right in front of the booth here with me.
We got an air cam doing stuff out in the distance.
Yo, I was wondering if it was going to get caught on camera, but that air cam did a nice turn, taking advantage of that wind.
Whoa, look at that thing. I had the great honor of going for an air cam ride during Music City STOL last year, and that it ruined me. It absolutely ruined me. You're just sitting on a chair in the sky, out in front of the wing. The visibility is insane. And true STOL performers as well.
Yeah, it is a very cool aircraft.
Just diving down now. Ugh, I could watch that all day. Folks, while we gear up for the next heat of practice here at Swamp STOL 2026, we want to talk about our friends at Flying Eyes Optics. Flying Eyes Optics sunglasses are the lightest and most comfortable aviation sunglasses around. As a returning sponsor, our staff and participants can attest to the quality of their products. Consider supporting National STOL and save 10% by using coupon code National STOL, that's all one word, National STOL, next time you are in the market for high-quality eyewear. I've got some on my big, beautiful head. Cam's got some on his big, beautiful head.
Yeah.
And they're very comfortable. You see we're wearing headsets during the broadcast today, and you can see that they slide in right under the ear cups so that they don't break the seal. And when you're in an aircraft, that's a huge thing, because you don't want any extra noise in your ears. And in fact, with noise-canceling headsets, it's a huge difference to have the Flying Eyes keep that seal for you there. So that's our friends at Flying Eyes. Thank you to them for their help bringing National STOL to you this year. The other folks we want to talk about are iFly EFB by Adventure Pilot. iFly EFB is the most complete EFB app for Android, iOS, and Windows. It has all the advanced features pilots want in the most intuitive flight planning and navigation solution on the market. iFly EFB brings together the perfect balance of technology and real-world flight experience. Got to meet them last year at Lone Star STOL at the end of the year, and just a great group of people really passionate about flying and making that technology accessible for everybody. Obviously, you can tell that's part of their mantra, Android, iOS, and Windows all together in one app. So thank you to iFly EFB for their support. Swamp STOL 2026 off to an exciting start.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, you missed out, Ryan, being at the house. I know you're at home for a very good reason, but Angela Douglas came by the booth, and I got my meat stick here.
Oh! I missed the meat sticks. I'm really hungry right now, too, actually. It would be great. Looks like we've got Levi Nogues coming in that Legend Nomad.
Ooh.
Finally making it through the weather to join the competition. He's been flying all over the country in that thing, sharing it with everybody. And the Nomad, the Legend Nomad, you've heard us talk about the Moax, the mother of all cubs.
Moac.
The Nomad is the Rotax-powered version of that approach. First popularized by Trent Palmer. So Legend Aircraft, one of our annual sponsors, they continue to be the most coveted American manufactured sport aircraft. A modern Legend, you can see the Rotax up front. Those who have flown one consider the Legend Cub to be the most gratifying recreational aircraft in the skies today. Today's Legend Cub is an all-new factory-built aircraft designed in the spirit of the legendary J3 and Super Cub. They combine the best from the past. Look at this thing coming in on approach here. Oh, just before the line, but that's okay, Levi. They combine the best from the past with an obtainable wish list of modern enhancements. American Legend Aircraft Company has engineered in all of the safety, comfort, and convenience options imaginable. You can learn more at legend.aero. Just order one. Just order one today. Get that thing.
Yeah.
You can get one of these, or you can get what you're going to see Brian Steck fly a little bit later, the mother of all Cubs.
Ooh.
Next up is the sport class, Cam.
Yes,
See
sir.
some Kit Foxes fly.
Yeah, some Kit Foxes. Looks like we've got a Badlands Traveler behind Matt Dorsam's Kit Fox.
So looks we got Matt Dorsam out front in the 1995 Kit Fox 4. Looks like is that Dave Rowe in the 1997 Kit Fox 5, and then Scott Tyree, I think, bringing up the rear in a 1998. Oh, there is a Badlands in the middle of it. Is that Tanner McIntyre, I believe, in the Badlands Traveler?
Yeah, it's a good-looking plane.
So a bit of a mixed class then, a mixed heat there.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, Tanner McIntyre would not be flying against the Kit Foxes in the Badlands, but it's going to be a fun comparison.
Yeah, we did get confirmation. So Matt Dorsam, Tanner McIntyre, and Scott Tyree. Up next, and that's not just any Kit Fox there. It's got some cool mods going on for Matt Dorsam's Kit Fox. Got that Yamaha Apex engine in it, and the piggyback STOL kit.
That is a lot of horsepower for a tiny plane. I just want to put that in perspective for people. Like 160 horsepower on something that weighs, well, I don't know how much it weighs empty, well, less than 1,200 pounds.
Yeah.
Kit Fox 4 normally around 1,200 pounds-ish, so maybe 1,200 pounds. No, sorry, I'm reading gross weights. 750 pounds empty for a Kit Fox 4-ish. Nice power to weight ratio. Long way to say it.
Oh yeah, he's on a rocket.
Just waiting on some transient traffic here. So Matt Dorsam up front made a big impact in the competition last year. Came to all of the events, really put in some time, earned those points. He's a heavy equipment operator from Lancaster. Loves slow airplanes and fast cars. He's been practicing.
Got that wind on the nose, so it should make for some short takeoffs for this this run right now, as long as it keeps up. And
Tanner McIntyre on the line. Yep, from Lincoln, Nebraska.
Pretty snazzy takeoff from the young McIntyre.
I have a question about the McIntyre clan. Can we give them nicknames, and can we call Tanner Little Mac, and can we call Pat, his dad, Big Mac? Is that okay?
We'll have to hear from the McIntyre delegation a little bit later on that one. I like it.
I'm saying it. I've been thinking about it a little bit. Okay, there went Scott Tyree in his 1998 Kit Fox 4. Again, weighs about 750 pounds. It's got a Rotax 912, so give or take 100 horsepower usually with those engines. Matt Dorsum, same plane model, but 160 horsepower Yamaha Apex up front. So just a little more juice. You can see on that takeoff, 64-foot takeoff for Matt Dorsum, and the wind looks like it's howling there now. He's really having to work for it a little bit. He's got it stable now.
Ooh. You for real popped and dropped it.
Oh, and then heavy on those brakes.
Yeah. Wow, that was cool.
Sporty.
Very sporty.
So is that 4 TikTok clips we have today now during practice?
I think so.
Oh, 5 TikTok clips.
Ah,
I think.
okay.
I forgot the last one, the Bearhawk. Here comes Tanner McIntyre now in the 2025 Badlands Traveler. That was a 78-foot takeoff.
And the winds have died down.
There's a front to the north that I think is just playing with us a little bit.
Yeah, I can see the rain band way north. Okay. Tanner doing the work. In the Badlands Traveler. And we got Scott following up. I talked to Scott earlier. He was talking about making his way down here and flying pretty high. I think he said he was flying the highest he has flown. He was like at 11,000 feet above the clouds, and then found a lake that had an opening. And he was telling me that had it not been for just hanging out, with the National STOL pilots and just being involved with it, with the organization itself, like it gave him the confidence to pretty rapidly descend. So he put it in a heavy slip and dropped about 8,000 feet. And Ryan, I know you talk about that with your confidence with slow flight, just being around all the pilots, seeing them fly and compete, and it gives you some confidence in your slow flight regime.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I think you're just around a base of knowledge. So if you are a fan of National STOL, you watch all the broadcasts, you come to the events, you're just around an increased base of knowledge, of aeronautical knowledge. And so then when it's my turn to go fly the Cessna 172, I'm not saying those skills 100% translate. I'm not going to fly my 172 like Pat the Big Mac See, I'm trying to get it to stick. I'm trying to get Big Mac to stick. I should probably text him and ask him if that's fine. No, so like I'm not gonna fly my 172 like Matt Dorsum is flying this Kit Fox, or like Pat McIntyre or Tanner McIntyre flying the Badlands. But there is a certain level of knowledge that seeps in there when you're just around it more. You're learning all the time.
I agree. Just doing pattern work in the Champ, like I have a lot of confidence knowing that I'm not really going to mess up unless I really purposefully mess up.
Woo! Matt Dorsum, that looked like someone hit the video feed and hit fast forward.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So Matt Dorsum's previous takeoff was 64 feet. That was 58 feet. Wow. Tanner McIntyre on the line now. That is an aggressive looking airplane.
It's so aggressive. It's another one that looks like tires with just wings on them.
Right wing, sometimes just a little bit longer than the left. $85-foot takeoff that time, so 7 feet longer than the first takeoff for Tanner. Now we're back over to the Kit Foxes with Scott Tyree.
Wasn't quite ready to fly. Tail stuck to the ground, but he is off. As we have Matt Dorsum low and to your left if you're here in the crowd. You can hear the whine from that Apex engine. And the wind is
working
kind
those
of
flapper-ons.
Oh yeah, flapper-ons, flapper-offs. Okay. Oh, that is going to be a scratch for Matt Dorsum. I kind of expected it because the wind did die for a second, so it was playing games with Matt. Now we're back up.
Notice he's got some new artwork on the back of his airplane there. You gotta strut it, man. You win, you gotta show off the win for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just like Piperzilla. Piperzilla has all the accommodations on the empennage of that aircraft. Tanner McIntyre low and to your left. Looks like the wind is going to hold on for him. Ooh.
Oh, still not far enough, but tried to save it there. Right now, winds 160 at 10, so almost right down the runway. Still a little bit of crosswind there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just before the line for Tanner McIntyre on that. So that'll be a scratch for him. Leaving Scott Tyree in the sky on this run.
All right, now it's picking up again. Nice gust. You can probably hear it in my microphone. We'll We'll see what Scott is going to do with that wind if it holds on for him. Looks like he's going to be good across the line, but going to give up at least 100 feet on that.
Yeah, long one for there. Felt like I heard a little bit of power to help kind of deaden the bounce, maybe. Just adds a lot more energy to dissipate.
But I will say that, so he stopped, and that landing was, I mean, I remember the first time he was here, I want to say last year. He was coming in pretty hot on his landings there, and these from Scott now have just been dialed in, and a night and day difference from his debut at Swamp STOL.
Here's Matt Dorsum on the line, final lap of his practice today at Swamp STOL 26.
Here we go with
See
Matt.
if we can become the apex predator.
I like what you did there, sir.
Tanner McIntyre crawling up to the line. Again, don't forget vote.nationalstol.com. Vote.nationalstol.com. Vote for your favorite pilot. It could be Tanner. It could be Matt. It could be Cam. It probably can't be Cam. I don't think you can vote for the announcers, but
Unfortunately. I'd vote for you, sir, though.
I'd vote for you. Tanner, letting loose. Whoa, there we go. That could go down as the most textbook thing ever that I've ever seen. By the way, you could vote for Hal, you could vote for Dan, you could vote for Pat. There's pilots who you haven't seen yet. You could also wait. You could save your vote. So maybe do that. Save your vote to at least the end of practice. You've seen the whole selection. Vote.nationalstol.com. Woo! That takeoff by Tanner, Cam. I don't even know what to do with that.
I blinked and I missed it, so I had to watch the replay, and it was excellent. Scott Tyree doing the same thing.
That takeoff by Tanner McIntyre, I want to just talk about this a little bit. 54-foot takeoff. We also saw a 54-foot takeoff today by Lee Boyd. And as I skim through the takeoff distances, I don't see anything else shorter than that. So tied for the shortest takeoff of the day so far. Oh, nope, I lied. It just happened.
Correction.
Matt Dorsum, 50-foot takeoff.
Ooh.
So tied for second. Tanner and Lee with 54-foot takeoffs, and Matt Dorsum with a 50-foot takeoff. That's a short number.
Man, yeah. Speaking of Matt Dorsum, you can see him cut the power to get over the line. That's cool.
Well done by Matt Dorsum there. He's smiling ear to ear in the cockpit, feeling pretty confident. That was a 50-foot takeoff combined with a jaw-dropping 58-foot landing. Combined score of 108.
Oh, that's cool.
I think I'm just going to skim through all the combined totals here. I don't think there's anything close.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's a full 32 feet in front of Lee Boyd.
All right, Matt.
Tanner McIntyre, little bit of a bubble up, descending back down, hold it off. Oh, it's right on the line.
Oh, scratch. But it was beautiful.
Let's watch that in slow motion.
Yeah.
Easing it to the line, tail touches down. Oh, I don't know. Did it touch the line? Yeah, race control's calling it a scratch. I don't know. I call malarkey.
Man, it was beautiful either way. I mean,
I got malarkey on speed dial. Okay. Scott Tyree.
all right, yeah. Scott putting that work in.
Yeah, really well done by Scott there. Obviously, a little bit of brake fade on that rollout there, but generally, like, really, really well done. So that is going to be the final run for that heat of pilots.
Okay.
While we recover them, I want to talk about our friends at Sarasota Avionics. They're a long-term partner of National STOL, our authorized Garmin dealer, and the #1 aircraft avionics installing dealer in the nation for panel mount GPS avionic systems. They've got upfront pricing, superior service, and expert consultants. This is your one-stop shop for your next avionics upgrade. So big thanks to Sarasota Avionics for all of their support over the years. And as we get ready for the next heat, I also want to talk about our friends at Red Tag Art. They're providing prize considerations and create our custom annual awards again this year. So big thanks to Red Tag Art. You can go check them out. You can buy a piece of art that's made by Aviation items that have been red tagged that can no longer be used in aviation anymore, but they still could have a home in your home.
Yeah, I've got like 3 pieces of art from Kelsey that are super cool. Got a valve cover bottle opener and a valve cover key holder. And my girlfriend has a old runway light that is fashioned into a candle.
And then what you need to do, Cam, is you've got to put the 100 low lead scented candle in there.
Yeah. That's what she's got.
It really sets the mood for the romantic dinner.
It does. It has many times.
Cam, who's up next?
Oh, snap. We got some cool folks up next and some cool airplanes. So, no, let's see.
So I see up front there we've got Tony Sanchez in a 2014 Just Aircraft Super STOL. Newcomer to the series, Tom Pond in a 2024 Just Aircraft Super STOL. Dave Curley, Spicewood, Texas, flying that 2017 Just Highlander. And Sheldon Hetherington in a 2010 Zenith 750, all the way from Pensacola, Florida. So this is the Juliet heat. It's going to be part of the sport class. So these are pilots that are flying against Matt Dorsum and Dave Rowe and Scott Tyree. And Tony Sanchez up on the front there likes the high alpha approach. So we'll see a lot of that airplane's belly when he comes back in.
All right. Seen this bird on the internet a few times. Tom Pond's aircraft.
I love how big the race number is. I don't know if you guys know, but that's race number 311.
They recently hosted a, I don't know if it was a STOL competition or if it was just a fun flight day, but they had a MU2 out there in the grass.
What?
Yeah, dude, it was cool. All right, Tom. In the pond hopper.
I don't know if those landing gear legs are long enough. A lot of compression there. Speaking of tall, I mean, all of these Just aircraft designs are so tall off the ground. Here's Dave Curley.
In Grasshopper. As he's bringing that tail up. He's making Sheldon's aircraft do a little dance back there from some air off the props.
So Sheldon's coming up to the line now in Redbird. It's a Rotax powered 2010 Zenith 750. And I want to thank him personally because I used to razz him. I said, it's not Redbird, it's Yellowbird. But he added a lot more red to it in the off season. So, and look at that, just like tail way down, letting the slats do the work and pick that plane up into the sky. Rocking those golf cart tires.
Yeah. All right, Tony Sanchez on final. His aircraft is named God Bless John Wayne.
Ooh, hold it off. There we go.
Okay.
Oh,
no!
Just too short for Tony Sanchez there. See that front just to the north still. Giving you guys that wind there in Jennings. Next up, Tom Pond. First practice landing of National STOL, I believe. I don't believe he's been on the circuit before, so really excited to see what he brings to bear this year.
Yep, he's out there working that elevator and some power modulation. Taking the higher approach. Using that rudder, he's doing
belly
the
of
dance.
that airplane.
Woo!
Oh, sporty.
Okay.
Really hot down there. Wow.
Man, he plopped
How
it in
is
there.
your back, Tom?
Yeah, right.
Holy cow. In shocks we trust. That's what you got to do sometimes. It's not about passenger comfort. It's about getting it down and stop.
Oh, yeah.
You're in
absolutely.
the back country. You got to get it down and stop. You can't be all comfy. You can't grease it on. You got to be down, plant it, get out and do some fishing.
It's true. Sandbars aren't all created equally, and most times they are pretty small. And that's a landing that will get you on a sandbar, no problem. And it looks like the wind just gave up for David Curley.
So a scratch for Dave Curley in the Grasshopper. Next up, Sheldon Hetherington in Redbird. This is that same thing we were talking about before with affordable aircraft, right? This airplane, very attainable. You can see Sheldon's done a lot to make it his, to make it a better performer. He put a bigger rudder on it last season to give it a little more authority.
Ooh,
so we can
yeah.
slip it better. That was really nice.
Yeah. Lexi was excited. Yeah, and like you said, I mean, he's done a lot to make that aircraft his. And we've seen it in a lot of different versions, especially here at Swamp STOL. All right, Tony Sanchez back on the line.
Tony Sanchez with a scratch on the first run in practice. 101-foot takeoff last run. Just like looking at these camera angles, Cam, it's just like planes everywhere. It's just like, so like,
yeah, Highlanders
like
everywhere.
buzzing around back there like bees or something.
It's definitely a good sight to see a whole bunch of airplanes lined up like that. We might have some transit aircraft that we are waiting on before we launch Tony. Looks like a Super Cub taking off.
Tony's ready to go. I see him in the cockpit there. He's like, let's go.
Yeah.
Tail up.
Ooh.
Tail down. Whoa, there we go, Tony. That takeoff was great.
I see what you did there.
Just full of them today. All right, so that was an 83-foot takeoff for Tony Sanchez. Big improvement over his... I mean, a foot is a mile when we start getting into these, you know, higher power to weight ratio airplanes, but he went from 101-foot takeoff down to 83 feet that time. Tom Pond on the roll. And that was so graceful, I don't even know if I could call when it took off, so that'll be fun for the judges to figure out.
Oh, yeah. They got their work cut out for them.
Very consistent, actually, 121 feet.
Yeah, and I'm starting to feel a little bit of a sprinkle or a couple here and there. So we'll see if the rain decides to stave off or if it's going to pay us a little bit of a visit. Dave Curley bringing that tail down, launching himself into the air.
So this will be really interesting to see, right? If it's starting to sprinkle, starting to rain, if you are a pilot or think about doing your pilot training, one of the things they teach you, right, is you've got to calculate your stopping distance. And so most of the time, aircraft have a pilot's operating handbook, and you'll see different charts that are filled with stopping distances based on hard surface runway, but also grass, long grass, wet grass. A lot of that has been calculated. Look at Sheldon just floating off. That was really beautiful.
Yeah, that was.
And so what's going to happen is as we come around and people start landing, if that grass gets wet, it's going to get slippery. So we're going to see some different numbers on the landing rollouts depending on how wet that grass gets.
All right, Tony Sanchez bringing it in, floating down like a leaf.
Ooh, short.
Yeah, had a little burst of power, but it was not enough to get him over the line.
2 scratches back to back for Tony Sanchez. So he's going to get into a safe spot, and then Tom Pond is going to come in now in the Pond Hopper. I love that name.
Yeah, right. We got the Pond Hopper and the Grasshopper, all in the same class. He's taking it nice and easy.
Visibility is nil at this point. It's all nose.
Yeah, right.
Working those gear again, and tons of dirt getting tossed up there too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, replay looks pretty cool. All right, next
So
up.
more sport class pilots coming in here. We've got Dave Curley up next. So Dave Curley down and short, right around that 75-foot mark. And folks, I know it's starting to sprinkle in Louisiana, and if it makes you feel better, I'll splash some water on my face here in Milwaukee. But things are gonna get really exciting, right? We're seeing these really short numbers, and they're gonna get even shorter as we head into the unlimited class for practice. And this is where we're going to see, you heard it at the beginning, the Battle of the Badlands, right?
Yes.
So we've got the Badlands Travelers, Eddie. We haven't even seen that thing fly yet. Here's Sheldon. Oh, digging the tail in a little bit.
That was cool.
Nice one, buddy. Sorry to get excited sometimes here. We've got Eddie Sanchez flying a Badlands Traveler. I don't even think we've seen what that looks like yet. Pat McIntyre, you saw Tanner, his son, flying. Brian Steck's going to bring the MOAC out. And Hal Stockman is here flying that Badlands Vaquero, a slightly different variation on the Badlands theme. Jody Card bringing his Badlands Traveler back to bear. Going to be, I mean, it's just all Badlands. And then, and also Dan Reynolds flying the Chinook, which is, if you've never seen a Chinook fly, especially, well, you probably haven't seen one fly without Dan at the controls. But Dan at the controls of the Chinook is something truly special. There's the air cam being recovered there. He's probably like, oh, I'm getting a little wet. That's, I'm sure, what his voice sounds like. So anyway, unlimited class coming up next. Get pumped. We can't wait to see how this is going to play out in the first event of the year. Tony Sanchez now, Cam. Wow.
Yeah.
Not afraid to get that deck angle nice and high.
Tom Pond up next. You can see his slats moving.
Yeah, the wind playing over the wing there.
Mm-hmm. Love those sideways moving slats. Are pretty cool. All right, Tom.
So that is Tom Pond off and in the sky there. 80 feet for Tony Sanchez. Tom Pond at 129. Dave Curley's had some really short takeoffs. Last one was 62 feet for a combined score of 122. He's in that kind of top running place right now for practice. Sheldon Hetherington, while we're at it, with a combined score of 199. Dave Curley spooling it up.
Yeah, let's go. And Grasshopper is off the ground.
That thing is, I mean, I know it's called the Grasshopper, but that thing is mean, man.
It really is mean. He's got some
Looking
cool
for a
mods
fight.
going on in that aircraft.
Sheldon Hetherington now, race number 32. Redbird ready to go, on the roll now, spooling it up. And just hopping off the ground. Just a little float, little floaty float. That's an 82-foot floaty float, by the way.
Love it. Floaty floats.
So, yeah, you got to get your floaty floats before you land on the boaty boats. Okay, I don't know what that means. So Tony Sanchez, here he comes in now. 80-foot takeoff. Put that in perspective. You just saw an 82-foot takeoff by Sheldon Hetherington. Tom Pond behind him with 129, and Dave Curley with another 60-foot takeoff. Here's Tony Sanchez now. Floating it in. Dropped out a little bit, but he caught it. And look at that textbook technique. Keeping the stick full back. Get that elevator all the way up in the back. That makes the tail stay down so you can brake a little bit harder. Also a little bit of aerodynamic, drag in that position. So that always helps. And here comes Tom Pond now. Look at the tires just hanging down on that thing. A little bit of burble he's got to work through there. A little bit of little roll action. Keeping it straight now. See Dave Curley coming around base to final behind him. So holding it off there. A little bit higher approach this time. Easing it down, and look at how high that nose is going to get. That's something these Just aircraft do really well. Getting it slowed down, good over the line, chop, plop, and drop. Heavy on the brakes.
Wow.
I think I'm going to like watching him fly tomorrow.
Yeah. That was awesome. I mean, love them plopping it in there. Fairly aggressively.
Yeah, work that thing. I mean, why have a plane with shocks like that if you're not going to use them?
This is true. Dave
Curley now low and to your right. A little bit of sun coming out of the clouds right now.
Mm-hmm.
Nice hard shadow. Okay, hold it off, Dave. Ooh, I saw some white just kind of like burst into the air from one of the tires. We'll see what they call that one. Maybe the white I saw was the tail wheel. race control is calling that a scratch. Let's watch those mains. Actually, race control now reviewing again and saying not a scratch for Dave Curley. Sheldon Hetherington.
Oh, man. That was
Dropping it like
awesome.
it's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at that replay cam, it looked like the little burst of white that I saw at first was actually from a different camera angle. It was actually just some sand that he hit further down the line. So
Makes sense. Because we're painting these lines, so I was about to ask if we had chalk out there.
the magic of modern technology allowing us to go back to the replay a few times and make sure we were calling it right, which we weren't. So we got it fixed.
There we go.
Sheldon coming around the bend there. We have been seeing some airplanes rock some really cool tailwheel landings today, and you're going to see a few more as the Unlimited class starts up right here. I want to talk about our friends at Tundra Tailwheel. If you're fed up with tailwheel shimmy, you're looking for a sleeker design with the added security of a locking tailwheel. Proudly made in America, Tundra Tailwheels deliver exactly what you need. Join the ranks of countless STOL champions who trust Tundra Tailwheels. Our products are now compatible with Leaf Spring, T3, Acme Aero, and TK1 suspensions. Upgrade your aircraft today at tundratailwheel.com. So now, it's time for the Unlimited class. This class, oh man, it's going to be one heck of a show this year. New builds. We talked about the Badlands Travelers. A lot of pilots moving into this class from their standard classes. It's going to be one heck of a show. You can watch them compete tomorrow to see like what happens today. It's just the amuse-bouche for what happens tomorrow. 10 a.m. tomorrow is when things kick off. Here is the lineup for the Unlimited class. Out front in the 2024 American Legend MOAC, it's Brian Steck. Behind him, Pat McIntyre in a 2025 Badlands Traveler. Eddie Sanchez will be flying his 2025 Badlands Traveler. Hal Stockman will be flying the 2024 Badlands Vaquero. 2026 Badlands Traveler after that, piloted by Jody Card. And Dan Reynolds in the Chinook. I love it. I love that it's like the Chinook versus all of these like very standard very standard is an understatement. These are like fire-breathing airplanes, but like standard configuration bush planes. And so we're going to see the MOAC up first. That's Brian Steck at the controls. Cam, what are you thinking? Because we've seen Brian dial this MOAC in over the last couple years, and now you've got all these brand new Travelers behind him. What do you how do you think it's going to play out?
Oh, it's so hard to tell because Brian doesn't stop working. So just because the season ended last year, like I know that there's stuff going on with this airplane that, or at least he's been practicing that I don't know. I really want to say that the Travelers are going to put in a lot of work on top of them, but it's too soon to tell, knowing Brian.
I mean, Brian's rocking the belly pod.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this airplane is water-cooled. It is high horsepower. It is loud.
Understatement.
I think it used to be the loudest on the circuit. High strung is what this airplane is called. Used to be the loudest on the circuit. I think Luke Strandland's plane now potentially edging it out a little bit.
Yeah, there's just a feeling that goes through you like a lightsaber with Luke's aircraft.
I think the other important thing to talk about with Brian and this airplane is you said he never stops working. I mean, this aircraft, in partnership with Legend Aircraft, is ostensibly like super custom, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
they've got like custom airfoils, custom flaps. Like Brian and the folks at Legend worked really hard to make sure that this is exactly the plane he wanted. And he's just been working so hard. I remember when it first came on the circuit, we talked a lot about, compared to his old Legend Cub, he couldn't see over the nose. Oh, it sounds really loud. Oh, bone shaking across the entire United States into my headphones. That was something else.
Yeah, it's definitely still loud.
Pat Big McIntyre. We'll see. We'll keep workshopping that. We'll see what we think. He's at the controls now. Tail quite high. Oh, nice. Didn't even hit the tail to the ground before it leapt into the air. That airplane wanted to fly. Now, check it out. Eddie Sanchez with his new bird. Oh, that's sharp looking.
Yeah, it really is.
Another Badlands traveler. First competitive takeoff for this bird. We'll see what happens. Oh, we have a fight on our hands tomorrow, friends. I like that he chose, I mean, it's different strokes for different pilots, but like that straight vertical tail versus the classic like curved cub tail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Something weird growing on the front of this airplane, Cam.
It really is. It's got whiskers.
So Hal Stockman flying the Badlands Vaquero, Rotex powered.
Oh.
He added the canards, and look at that!
That.
I'm gonna throw my glasses. I'm gonna throw my glasses across the room. I don't even know what to do with this. Here's Jody Card. We haven't seen this particular plane fly either in competition, but I believe Jody Card wins for the best quote of National STOL ever. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I don't, man.
That was something else. Jody Card, and correct me if I'm wrong, but was it Wyoming? Was it Pinedale where he landed hard enough to bust the gear on his plane and he said,
Yep.
checkers or wreckers?
Yep, that was Pinedale.
Checkers or wreckers. I'm here to win. Okay, I can't breathe. We have 2 more runs after this. Here's Dan Reynolds in the Chinook. The Chinook is absolutely lethal with wind on its nose. Case in point.
It's absolutely
Totally different
silly.
approach to the other airplane. Sorry,
Absolutely.
Go ahead. I'm just fired up.
No, man. I mean, this class, like all these takeoffs that we've just seen. I mean, they're very serious and very awesome and cool, but they're almost comical in how short they are. It's just straight
So
silliness.
Let's run through them real quick before Brian Steck lands. He had a
Right.
61-foot takeoff. Pat McIntyre, 57-foot takeoff. Eddie Sanchez, 69-foot takeoff. That's the longest, and that is a tiny number. Hal Stockman with 44 feet. Jody Card with 43 feet. And Dan Reynolds with 46. So Jody Card currently in the lead on takeoffs alone. Look at that deck angle. Brian Steck, chop, plop, and drop. Heavy on those brakes. He is gonna fight it. Things sound so cool.
Yeah, it does sound super cool. And those brakes work really well.
Combined score of 128. I know this is just practice, but I am amped up right now.
Yeah.
Pat McIntyre, race number 40, 57-foot takeoff.
He's just crawling across the grass. Little burst of power there. Get him over the line. Yeah. Ooh. There's barely any forward motion on that landing. He plopped it down and rolled forward just a little bit.
So, I mean, we haven't talked about that yet today. I mean, that is a big technique, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's physics. The more you can get energy going down into the ground and used up by your shocks versus forward is less energy your brakes need to dissipate.
It's very true. We're seeing it in motion live. Very smooth landing from Eddie. It's a good looking bird.
And Eddie, you know, I feel like the story for him this season is going to be how quickly can he get used to the new plane. So he's flying the sport class aircraft last season, and you're going from a very high performance aircraft, but they're very different. Every airplane is different. And so when he's competing against someone like Jody or Pat, I guess they're the closest analogs, they have had an extra season on him in terms of getting in an airplane and getting used to it. I guess a half season for Pat. He switched about halfway through.
Ooh.
Just a little short.
Oh.
Just a little short for Hal. Hal's the Lotus, right? Like, if you're familiar with cars, like, he always reminds me of, like, Lotus, the way that they do their racing. Like, keep it light.
Okay, yeah.
Jody card coming in now.
High deck angle, plopping it in there. Okay. That yellow, that orange cowling, looking cool for Jody Carr.
And now it's time for this spaceship. Close encounters of a STOL kind.
Truth. Sudden burst of power for him. He looked like he almost was flying backwards for a second.
And this is what I talked about with this airplane being an absolute competitor. All he needs is a little wind.
Oh, man, that's so cool.
Lawn Dart Dan. He's not going to give it all to us today. He's going to make us wait to see it tomorrow. Let's run through some of the scores at the first run of the Unlimited class here in... Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
they're
just like
stupid.
looking at the numbers.
They're
are
stupid.
tight. So Dan Reynolds out in front with 95 feet. Pat McIntyre behind him by a foot, friends, with 96 feet. Next up after that will be Jody Card with 110, Brian Steck with 128, and Eddie Sanchez with 143. It is separated right now just by a foot.
Oh, that's crazy.
That was crazy too.
Man. Next up, Pat McIntyre.
I have no words.
Yeah, oh, dude. Yeah. He's going to be happy, though, Pat, because last round he had the shortest landing at 39 feet. That's craziness.
Probably some kind of record.
It's got to be something.
I know it's the first practice of the season, but I got to tell you, I'm just really excited to see what these gentlemen can do in the Unlimited Classic. It is just, we are gearing up for no holds barred competition. We already, just in practice, have a foot separating each other, and we have a 39-foot landing. Wait till we get like real windy days.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That was cool.
We are seeing dramatic drops in takeoff numbers as the pilots are getting used to the weight now. Brian Steck down from 61 to 57. I don't even know what that was. That was a helicopter, not an airplane, just now by Hal Stockman. 42 feet. There's a 42-foot takeoff. So that's the shortest we've had today. Pat McIntyre did 46 previously. And Dan Reynolds was at 46 as well on his first run.
Oh.
Jody Card maybe dropping the gauntlet just now.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a lot of forward motion on that takeoff for Jody, so, I mean, it's definitely got to be short.
$49-foot takeoff for Jody Card.
Okay.
So where Dan, so that was just over 50 feet, it looked like, for Dan Reynolds, and where he becomes a predator is the landing. That was actually 47 feet for Dan Reynolds in the takeoff. So I'm just going to say these numbers because they're all stupid. Brian Steck took an airplane that big off 57 feet. Pat McIntyre, 46 feet. Eddie Sanchez, big improvement for him, down to 52 feet. Hal Stockman, 42 feet. Jody Card, 49, so a little bit longer for him. Dan Reynolds, by 1 foot longer, 46 up to 47 feet.
All right, Brian. Just throwing it down. It's a cool angle on the video there from the drone camera.
So, folks, I just want to put this in perspective for you. Of the 6 airplanes flying in front of you right now, 4 of them took off shorter than a basketball court.
That's over the top, man. That's absolutely ridiculous.
By the way, that's the width of a basketball court. Oh my! Oh, hold it off! Pat with the save of the century. It is only practice. It's only practice. And we just got our 6th TikTok clip. We are going mega viral.
Oh my goodness, that was cool.
Well saved. Watch here on the replay. Little too heavy on the brakes, tail sky high, and now it's a balance of trying to get the tail down and the brakes released. There's Eddie Sanchez. Oh.
That was wild from Eddie.
This run, Pat McIntyre and Eddie Sanchez, identical, 119 feet.
Oh, that's cool.
Longer for Brian Steck this time on the landing, 153 combined. Here comes the canard armed Vaquero.
Good over the line. Couldn't tell if he gave up anything. Doesn't look like he did at all.
Jody Card holding it off. Ooh, plopping it in. Starting to sense a theme with him. Now Dan Reynolds. Previous combined score was 95 feet. 47-foot takeoff. Oh, working the wind, working the wind. Dropping it down. Man, I hope we see more of Dan Reynolds this season. At the end of last season, he said he was going to be slowing it down a little bit. But I gotta see more Dan Reynolds. And that is he is still out in front. That's a 47-foot takeoff with a 42-foot landing. Combined score of 89 feet in practice. Second place currently in practice for the unlimited class. 96 feet for Pat McIntyre's first run. And here's what's kind of mind-blowing, friends. We have 3 pilots that run that did a combined score of 119.
Woo!
High strung. That's how I'm feeling right now.
Mm-hmm.
Battle of the Badlands continues. Here is Pat McIntyre.
Ooh.
Not afraid of getting that nose. Sorry, we're just like waiting for the next dramatic thing to happen. So Eddie Sanchez bringing the tail up. Ooh, leapt into the sky that time. That would be Eddie Sanchez's best takeoff of practice with 50 feet. So now he's dropped dramatically over the 3 runs. He's getting much more comfortable at the controls of the plane. Pat McIntyre's takeoff was 46 feet again. Hal Stockman just took off before I even realized. It just blinked and he was off into the sky. That canard, Cam, I don't know if you talked to Hal about that canard and how it works.
I haven't. I don't know if it's changed since last year, but that canard is it's really putting in a lot of work, keeping all the forces congruent on the aircraft, allowing it to fly like it does. But it is I wish it could move, you know, like I wish it moved with the stick, but I guess he doesn't need that.
The other thing the canards do for Hal is they just gave him a 37-foot takeoff. Can I say, I know I get called out in the internet chat for saying things are bonkers too much, but that qualifies, right?
That
Bonkers?
qualifies. That's only number 2 for today.
Okay, we're only at the 2 bonkers day. Whoop, that also, I mean, I feel like I could have said it more today. Dan Reynolds there in the Chinook. And that airplane is basically a seat on a pipe. And he, friends, just had a 35-foot takeoff. So we are sub... I'm just going to Google what is 35 feet long. As Brian Steck comes in.
Yep, doing the rudder dance. Keeping it straight. That AOA's coming up. Now it's down.
A
Ooh.
little bit short there for
Oh,
Brian
was it short?
Steck.
Dang.
So I just want to say for Dan Reynolds. Dan Reynolds just took off in the same distance as how tall the world's largest cowboy boots are. He took off in the same distance as the tallest sunflower ever recorded. He took off in the same distance that many Class A motorhomes are. Like the length of a motorhome.
That's insane.
A yellow school bus. Pat McIntyre hanging it out.
Ooh. Oh yeah, we gotta know what that number is.
Ooh, frame by frame. No! No, that was a scratch for Pat McIntyre on that last run. That would have been a combined score of 76 feet. Ostensibly was still a 30-foot landing. Eddie Sanchez. Safer over the line, going to give up some distance. Okay, here comes the Vaquero, piloted by none other than Hal Stockman, the most famous man not on the internet, I think is what they say.
That's true.
Let's check that number. Combined score of 113 for Hal Stockman. Eddie Sanchez, his best score was that last run as well with a combined score of 109. It is going to be tight tomorrow, friends. Jody Card, current best score, 106, but he also took off in 44 feet.
Ooh, good over the line.
Okay. So now for the end of practice, one final landing. Dan, lawn dart Dan Reynolds, hovering in with the dramatic storm cloud behind him. This is something else. Last year he was searching for a world record. This year he's gonna take it easy. But look at this. Look at this. Helicopter be darned. Holy cow. Just working it down, sliding it down, right over the line. Look how short that was!
What?
Oh, Lexi's dancing in the backfield. Oh, we got to get you guys some scores on that.
What?
We gotta bring
What did
this
I just
home.
see?
He's happy about it. I'm happy about it. Cam's happy about it. Oh my guys, that was a combined score. Look at the replay. A combined score of 51 feet in practice today for Dan Reynolds. 1 foot longer than an F-14 Tomcat. It's bonkers. It's just practice. It's the first practice of the year. I don't know how to. What?
16 feet on that landing? That's
16 feet.
That's stupid.
It's 16. I don't know how to. I don't. What's gonna happen tomorrow? What's gonna happen tomorrow, Cam?
I don't know. I'm hoping these winds keep up.
We need that wind again tomorrow.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Okay, just look at these. Look at the combined score of 51 feet for Dan Reynolds in unlimited practice. The next closest to him is Jody Card with 80 feet combined, and 96 feet would put Pat McIntyre in third place. I don't even.
Yeah, it's.
If that didn't just make the case for you to tune in tomorrow at 10 a.m. to watch Swamp STOL 2026, I don't know what would convince you. I can't even do it. Cam, what a day.
It was awesome. It's going to be awesome tomorrow too. Hopefully more awesome.
We set the bar pretty high. It's gonna be something else. Folks, thank you so much for watching us here and for being with us in the crowd in Jennings, Louisiana. It has been, as you can tell, a very exciting day of STOL flying, the first event of 2026. We gotta say a big thanks to all of our sponsors, annual sponsors, local sponsors that make this possible for us. All of the volunteers there on the ground in Jennings making this happen. And of course, you at home and you in the crowd, we really just appreciate all of you so much. So we will be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Get ready.
Don't miss it.
It's going to be intense. I'm Ryan Dabrowski.
I'm Cam Walton.
We will see you guys tomorrow.